hate puppies.
Good podcast.
I feel threatened.
I hate daylight savings time.
That is a bold statement, one that I can get behind.
Thank you very much.
It feels like it's been a month of it already, and we're like 4 days in.
Yeah. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Pallet House, the only podcast dedicated to solving first world problems. And this week, helping you figure out the best bourbon for under $60.
We're still doing that?
We are.
Oh, my gosh.
We are. We're recording on Veterans Day, so shout out to all the veterans out there that are listening. Thank you so much for your support. And,
Our own Stu and Ely.
That's right. So, Stu, happy Veterans Day, buddy.
Thank you very much.
Ely, shout out to you as well, man. Thank you so much for your service. I know he's around. He just returned my text.
Okay.
So I know he's in existence, and he's somewhere celebrating. And shout out to my pops. Happy Veterans Day, and your pops, Troy.
Yep. And my father-in-law and all the grandfathers.
Yeah.
I called my dad.
All the real men.
I called my dad, and I was like, man, you doing anything for Veterans Day? And he was like, yeah, sleep study.
Nice.
So he's headed somewhere to get probes hooked up all over him to see.
My dad did a colonoscopy, so pretty.
This is what you do.
That's
I guess
what you do when you're in your 70s.
You get half price medical on Veterans Day, so they're all taking advantage of it.
Poked and prodded.
Yep.
You see so many like restaurants have discounts for
Yeah.
veterans and whatnot. Maybe doctors do too.
Can I
Hell
tell
yeah.
you, I have never gone to take advantage of any of those like restaurants that give you the free meal
Yeah.
because it is literally a shit show.
nightmare,
There
yeah.
is so
yeah.
many people that come out of the woodwork, and it's like, because I tried to go to Texas Roadhouse the other day, or last year, and it's always packed.
I can
can't
tell
get in
you
there.
I've never done any of it, and I'm not a veteran, but I'm talking about like when 7-Eleven does free Slurpee Day or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
That's the day I never want to go to those places because I know
It's not worth the
I'm
$4.
not. Yeah, the shit. $1.89, like to waste 2 hours of my life and deal with all these assholes. Like I'm staying away.
As a young man, I didn't miss free Slurpee Day.
I think it's Mission Barbecue that did it right. If I heard it correct on the radio, if you're a veteran, you could go in today, get a free sandwich, or you could just show your ID and they give you a pass, and you can come back and use it at any time. Which that's what I would
that
do.
makes
beneficial.
I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Mission does a good job, though. I mean,
They always-
that's their whole thing.
They're ahead
you
of
know?
the curve on the military stuff.
Yes,
And
they
first
are.
responders too.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they take care of all of them. I dig it. Little shout out to
Yeah.
Mission Barbecue.
And the food's amazing.
It is good. You know what they do, man? They hide that Alabama white sauce, though. It's
Yeah.
tucked in the back.
They used to have it out for the public, and now you got to ask.
You got to know about it.
Yeah.
Little pro tip.
That's a
for
great
you.
fry sauce.
It's a great everything sauce. That stuff is fantastic. You mix it up with a little bit of that the hot sauce, and man,
All their sauces are good.
yeah, let's close this fucker down. I'm ready to get some barbecue. Tell you what,
Their collard greens are really good.
I've never gotten behind collard greens. I don't know what it is.
You got a little bit of bacon, some spice. It's good to go.
I get it. I mean, I've had some that are tolerable, but some of them are just sour.
Yeah, they're very bitter. I think.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? It's
Yeah.
bitter. Yeah, there's something about them. Like,
Plus, it's green, so Brenda can't really decipher.
You can't tell what it is.
Yeah.
are they green? Like a bright green?
No,
Collard greens, right?
when they cook down, they're really dark.
They're dark green.
That's what I'm saying. I thought they were like brown to black.
Nah, I think they're like spinachy color.
Spinach ain't green.
Fresh. They're gray.
Yeah. Brendan got the new M4K hat that's like fluorescent green. And he was like, this is a sick green. He was like, this looks like Notre Dame green or something.
No,
I
it's
was like,
the Oakland A's.
Oh, yeah, he said Oakland A's. Like 70s. I was like, not even
And this
close,
is,
dude.
for the record, this is like Oregon highlighter.
Oh, yeah.
yellow
This is
green.
highlighter.
Like, it is
this is safety
high
green.
Vis, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, high vis green is exactly what it is. Which I'm a huge fan of.
What
I
are
like
they,
high
what
vis
color
yellow.
are the Oakland A's?
Like
It's a
green,
green, like
a
a
grass green.
Yeah.
But green and yellow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But
and this
two
hat's
separate
not
colors.
green and yellow?
It's a blend of the two.
Yeah.
If the yellow were brighter.
Yeah.
So it's not an Oakland A's hat.
No.
It's not an Oakland.
It's
I
an,
saw
it's
it-
an Oregon Ducks hat.
It's
if
a
anything.
you can wear it
Gross.
while you walk down the street, and the cars will see you from 4 times as far away.
It's
I
an
literally
old school
took-
slime ball skating wheel.
Those are green, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
Skate wheel, man.
Oh.
The slime balls were the best. You put some bones.
Lee wasn't born in the
I see that.
80s.
Yeah, slime ball wheels. That was the one you aspired to. Like you get some slime balls, you put them bones, reds, bearings in there, man. You'd be faster than every kid on the
Flying
street.
down the hill.
Heck yeah.
All the kids understand what you're talking about.
Actually, I bought my daughter some bones, reds, bearings the other day. 'Cause she was like, "My board's slow." I was like, "Not anymore."
About to speed this bitch up.
Yeah, you're lightning fast now.
The wheels matter.
Oh, I got some.
'Cause you-
I got the Pal Peralta Rough Rider wheels,
If they're soft wheels, it's slow as hell. But if you get a harder wheel, it goes a lot faster.
and that's where we had to make the compromise. See, I softened the wheel up so she wouldn't be eating it on
Yeah.
rocks. So I had to upgrade the bearings to something Swiss.
Yeah. Bone Swiss. That's what I used to rock.
That's
on
what I
skates.
got her the
Yeah.
Bone Swiss. They're the best.
Yep.
Damn.
Yeah, see, he knows what's up. But you were in roller skates.
I was in roller skates, so I was cooler actually.
I don't think that's how that works.
In my circle, it worked that way.
There you go. Everybody's got their circle.
That's right.
I surround myself with nerds, so I look cool.
That's right.
I'm trying to remember. I think I have a Jeff Phillips. That was my board. Tracker, trucks, and slime balls.
I've never
There you
got
go.
good at skateboarding. Never got into it. I tried like every 8-year-old back in the 80s, but I just couldn't. I couldn't do it.
My issue was I grew up on a little cul-de-sac, so there was nowhere for me to skateboard to.
Yeah.
Like, there was a main 4-lane road right next door, so it was like I had nowhere to skate. I can't just go around in a circle. I used to do that with a bike and pretend I was like Lance Armstrong.
And the
but,
problem
like,
with skateboards are, up until recently, like the skateboards from the 80s and 90s, like they were the worst mode of transportation ever. Like if you're trying to get from point A to point B, it's not fast. Like you're better off just walking.
Go electric.
Now with longboards and stuff, like they're made
those
for the
one wheels,
road.
too.
Dude, somebody in my neighborhood has one of those. Those
Yeah.
things are sick.
One wheels scare me.
I know.
And-
The first time I saw one, I was in Atlanta, and I saw this dude just leaning, but he was going 15 miles an hour. And I was like, what kind of voodoo is this?
They are wild, man.
Yeah.
They somehow keep you upright with
They're terrifying.
one wheel.
Wow.
I saw some guy online that used one wheel and made a Star Wars speeder
I saw
costume out of it with
that
the
was
mirror.
awesome.
That looked pretty cool.
Cool.
He was
Yeah.
looked like he was floating around.
That's pretty
That was sick.
I can't be mad at that. Technology is sweet.
Yeah.
It's hard to argue.
And I also saw a guy who took the side-by-side ATV and basically put it on top of 2 jet skis. So imagine a side-by-side.
Okay, hold on. This is
Yeah.
So like a
This is
Polaris or
stupid.
something.
like a Polaris.
Yeah.
And
they still have the wheels on it. I'm trying
no.
to
Okay.
Okay.
So like where the axle comes out at the front and the rear was like basically going down into the front and rear of 2 jet skis. And it was it was on the water, but it looked like it was a side-by-side for the water.
What propelled it?
The jet skis.
Have you guys seen the
So- I
new
gotta look that up.
I gotta show
Sea-Doo,
that to
the
you,
new
man.
Sea-Doo pontoon boat?
No.
Oh.
Yes.
That would be
Is it awesome?
Yeah, it's smaller than your typical pontoon boat.
Yeah.
But it's designed to cruise like a jet ski.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have a steering wheel. It has your typical handlebar
Yeah.
set up like a jet ski. Man, it looks awesome, and everything on it is modular. So you can break it down. You can put tables in, move chairs
yeah,
around. Like
that's
everything
So it's
fits
completely
together.
customizable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Starts at 30,000 or so, and then you can push it all the way up to based on what kind
Yeah.
of package you want.
So
with
like
it.
one day you want to go fishing, you put more
Turn it
seats
into fishing
on it.
mode.
One day you want to pontoon it, you make it a pontoon style. That's awesome.
You want to take wakeboarders around or something like that, then you can set that up. It is a pretty sweet little machine. I don't know what the oh
That
that's
is
your
crazy.
Polaris.
so. This is
dude.
the side-by-side.
Yeah, that's not as cool as the Sea-Doo pontoon. That Sea-Doo pontoon boat is cool. And even you can get coolers that lock right into the deck. Like,
Yeah.
It's got,
everything
a
is
track system
customizable.
for it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, they do look cool as heck.
I would like one of those.
Yeah.
It's just you don't want to be the first one to buy it.
Nah, they
You wanna-
iron out the details.
You want to buy that. You want to buy it 5 years from now after someone's ridden it and it's lost all its value because it's just a jet ski pontoon
Yeah.
boat, But it's not going to haul a dozen people around.
Yeah.
Even the largest one is like an 8-person pontoon, but it's pretty sweet. The thought of being able to change it around to fit
Yeah,
all
that
your
is
different
nice.
moods sounds kind of cool. Plus,
Yeah,
it's
because no
fast.
one boat is really perfect for all applications.
Yeah, it's a good
Beautiful
looking,
too.
Yeah, it's a good looking machine.
It's,
Yeah.
probably, it's not
on
too
the-
large.
Yeah, it's on the smaller side of a
Yeah.
pontoon boat, which
6 or
I think
8
could be
people,
nice.
maybe.
Yeah, But like you said, that customizability.
There you go.
It's pretty
Customizability.
It's
Ooh,
modular.
That's the word we're going for.
Yeah, that's
Um,
the one they kept using when I kept reading the marketing material.
I am a marketing guy.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, modular sounds great. I think that means you can just like
It's very
change it all
21st
around.
century.
Yes, it's like Legos. It really is the way it's set up.
Legos on the water.
Connects.
Yeah, it is. It's basically the
Yeah.
whole deck is Legos. Just everything
Or is it
snaps
like
together.
Well, that's what they're trying to do with cars, right? Like put the power system and everything, and if you want to take your SUV body off and put a sedan or a
Isn't that
van
what
body.
like Scion was trying to do? Where it was like, here's your base model, and then you could tweak it up as
Yeah.
much as you wanted, or keep it kind of baseline.
I've still always wanted one of those stupid Scion XBs. The
Me
one
too.
that
The box.
the one that
The
looks like a
cube,
toaster.
yeah, dude. Yeah.
bread box. Yeah.
I want one of those so bad. Have you ever been inside one?
No, but
They're
they
big.
They're awesome.
No,
Yes,
they're
they
so
are.
bad.
I always like the Element too for that, the Honda Element.
Taylor Carson has one of those,
Yeah.
and he can fit an entire band's worth of stuff in the back of it. and
Yeah, the
cruise
seats
around.
like fold up, and it's got like the utility floor and
Yeah.
stuff. You can like hose it out and shit.
Lee, what's your experience
We
with this
had-
Scion XB? Because his face lit up and then looked sad all at the same time.
It brought back a memory, but we had one at my old job, landscape contractor I used to work for, and our like marketing and sales rep girl, she used to drive it, and they used to always call it. It was like, oh, we're gonna hop in so and so's box, and it's like, don't think
not
that's
supposed
how
to.
we want to call it.
She was
HR.
no, she was the marketing girl.
No, she was. Yeah, she
No,
was.
I know.
she
You
was
know
not
she's not
HR.
HR.
HR is gonna be notified once you're inside her box.
Yeah, I did not like riding in that thing. It's a weird sensation when you're that low to the ground, but it's
Yeah.
still a very vertical windscreen and
Yeah.
everything. It's
Yeah, it's cool.
I
know.
remember I
You
priced
can-
one out because they were affordable at the time. This was 10, 15 years ago when they came out, and they had like all the cool options where you could get like the colored lights under the
Yeah.
dash and like
Oh, yeah.
LED headlights.
Yeah.
Like, that was. I wish we could get to that point in like car manufacturing. I realize it's completely like antithesis of what you want to do. You
Yeah.
want assembly line, easy to replicate. But that idea of I want to tweak this, I want to tweak that. I love going on car websites and just doing like the build your own thing to see
Yeah.
like,
Well,
what's
that's
all
why-
the cool stuff that you
That's why
can
Jeeps
add.
are so popular. You know,
Yeah.
it's like you can. There's
You buy it at a baseline and make it
Yeah.
whatever you want.
That was
after
the
that.
original modular vehicle, even
Yeah.
back in World War II, right?
Yep.
that
Oh, yeah.
that was it. You're like, oh no, this Jeep's gonna ford rivers. This one's gonna build bridges.
yeah.
Mhm.
This
Well,
one's
you could
good
pick-
for dunes. This one's good for swamps.
Yeah.
Like,
It's the Scion XB and your Sea-Doo are the same cost at $17.99.
They're still making those
Yeah.
signs.
I can't. I know.
Well, no, that's the original of it. They don't make them
I
anymore.
was gonna say I don't.
I bet you can get one. Craigslist. For
I think
probably yeah.
2Gs probably.
2015 was the last year.
yeah, I've always like fantasized about getting one of those and putting it in like Woody Wagon look. Like, that's
Oh
what I-
yeah.
Put like
I
some
wonder-
wood vinyl on the side.
Yeah, I
That'd be
wanted a
cool.
Woody Wagon. I was gonna drop it a little bit, like take it down a couple
Yeah.
inches. put some
What was the
rims on
Chevy?
that
What was
thing.
the Chevy one that they
The
would put the wood
HHR?
panel? The
Oh, my
HHR,
God,
Yeah.
those things.
Yeah, but that's a turd.
Just saying.
Don't put the
between-
HHR in the XB box.
It wasn't a
Between-
turd like the Chrysler one. That thing
Oh,
was
the
awful.
PT Cruiser.
Yeah, that was
Between
the worst.
what was the HHR that they made, and then what was the pickup truck that looked like a car? Not the
Oh, I know which one you're
like the
talking about.
SSR or something.
Oh yeah. They did the.
like super
yeah.
rounded, like
I think it was
rounded coupe
SSR
bar.
or something.
Yeah, they went through some rough times. The early 2000s,
And
were
that was an
bad
expensive
for cars,
truck.
man. Fuck
It
yeah,
still
it
yeah.
is
Yeah.
because there
Yeah,
were not
for-
a lot of them
They
sold.
make a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chevy SSR. That's
Oh
it.
my god.
You guys nailed it. Look at you.
Yeah, that was a rough design time, I think, for a lot of
2004,
places.
That-
one and done.
When they started rounding all that, when they rounded everything off in the 90s into the early 2000s, that was like when Ford started making those round pickup trucks. Those were like
Yeah.
the most hideous things I've ever seen.
I didn't like because they said they were trying to appeal to a female market when it started coming out. That first when they
Yeah.
started rounding them off because the rear end, the front, everything. I was like, just give me the square body. That's what I
Yeah.
like.
Well, I think too, when you got into that time, you're very much people were starting to look forward into like the 21st century, and they were trying to what's
Oh, yeah.
going to be that modern design look, and
Yeah, because back in the
sleek and rounded was that.
from the 50s all the way up to 2000s, like when we hit 2000,
Angular.
it's gonna be future.
Yeah.
Like we're
Yeah.
gonna be flying cars. And it's like, no, we're still driving the same cars we were 50 years ago. Like they're safer, but we're not closer to flying cars.
Although
We're getting closer.
No, but if you look at movies, like movies set in 2021, we were like up in the
yeah.
air.
Yeah.
There were like walkways. Like it was Jetsons type stuff, and we're nowhere near that.
We should be. We're getting.
should be.
We're getting closer. All right. While we're doing car talk, so actually,
Welcome to Car Pod.
Porsche. Sorry, it's
Yeah.
all the hardcores. Porsche. They're coming out with something they call e-fuel that they've basically figured out, and they're setting this up in like it's somewhere down in South America because you need to use electricity to make this stuff. But basically, they found they set up these massive wind farms, and they're able to convert wind energy and somehow distill down a perfectly synthetic fuel that will work in the everyday combustion engines that we have right now. They're making a synthetic fossil fuel. It burns in normal cars, and it doesn't put out any emissions.
Weird.
So like they and
Sounds too good to be true.
85% reduction in CO2 emissions, but the fuel itself is made out of CO2 and hydrogen.
Yeah, but what about cow farts?
Got to get rid of them cows to eat more meat.
I don't know. It looks like it's going to be a game changer, though. And it makes sense that Porsche would do this because something stupid like 75% of all the Porsches ever made are still on the road on some
Yeah.
level because, they're collector's items.
Yeah.
People keep them going. So Porsche's like, no, we got to keep this going because we got to support them. So that's
And
why
I'm sure they'll get in the battery-powered stuff, too, but they want to keep their old stuff.
Oh, yeah, they got the
Yeah.
Taycan or whatever. It's a pretty awesome machine. It's the only thing that can compete with Tesla. But then every time they compete, they get it up to the speed of Tesla. Tesla goes, plaid. Like, damn. Which,
Tesla's like Montoya and Princess Bride. He's like, I have a surprise for you. I'm
Yeah.
not left-handed.
Exactly.
Turn it right back up.
yeah, it looks like they've got a game changer on their hands, though. And apparently, like, if it takes like 20 kilowatts of power, then they can make gas that is like 9 kilowatts worth of power, the equivalent.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not losing a ton of energy to do it. But the whole reason they keep putting it in wind farms is they don't want to have to burn coal
Yeah.
to make it. They're like, that defeats the entire purpose. But they're trying to keep gasoline-powered cars on the road, and it sounds like they're going to come out next year, like actually.
It says they're going to have their first 35,000 gallons of e-fuel ready by 2022.
What?
Boom.
That's wild.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
and that's with-
35,000 is
It's a drop in the
Yeah.
bucket, but it's with one farm, and then they're going to spread out all over.
Damn.
The Porsche 911 GT3 is going to be the car.
They're going to prove it. This is
Nice.
going to be a game changer. So by the time we're older, because right now I'm like, what, 22?
something like that.
So
yeah.
when I get
Plus
into
or
my
minus.
40s,
yeah.
I'll be able to use this stuff,
Yeah.
give or take. Something in that math seems
Yeah.
wrong, but it's not the fuel.
I'll check it out later.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive stuff. Like,
It's really what matters. What age do you identify as?
3?
yeah,
No. 14 or 15 probably, but
Yeah.
no. I've talked about this. I identify at about 29
that checks out.
because 25 is when you pull your head out of your ass.
Yeah.
You're a total schmuck till 25,
Yeah.
and then at 25 you go, man, my parents really did a lot for me.
They
But-
were actually kind of smart.
Yeah, but you never like, even at 24, 23, you're an adult, you're in the workforce, but you don't recognize what people have done for you. It's about 25, you go, man, a lot of sacrifices were made on my behalf.
I got married at 29, and I feel like I'm still the same guy at 29. So, yeah, it's probably a
29.
good, yeah. But, like, thinking back when I met my wife, I was 25, like, I was an idiot still.
You're still a schmuck.
I was living with, I had roommates and living paycheck to paycheck and partying all the time. And
It looked
you
a
know.
lot like Workaholics.
Yeah.
Like if you-
That's why Workaholics was so funny to me. It was literally like
Yeah,
me and it was like my buddies.
You're like,
That's
man, they
basically what we
followed
were
me
doing.
around.
Yeah.
that was basically it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I identify as 29.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've identified as 29 for quite a while.
Gonna stick with it.
Yeah, 7 years now.
Yeah.
The numbers will always skew in my favor.
Yeah, I was 29 when I got 29, 30 when I got married, and like I think that's the point of where I felt I was, in life mature enough, took it all in under, and was like, okay, life is now beginning.
Yeah,
The 90s was a party decade, and
but you're still young enough to like, go play football with your buddies and
Yeah.
not regret
Yeah,
it for a
yeah.
week.
yeah.
You know,
Not have to amputate your
Injure
leg.
yourself
Yeah.
and like have to take time off from work.
Or
Yeah.
if you do injure yourself, you're like, yeah, I'll recover, or yeah, we'll do surgery. I'll be rehabbed. I'll be back in
Yeah.
3 months. Now it's like,
Do
if
you
I
not-
blow out a knee,
Do you not do
I may
things
never
now?
walk again.
Do you not do things now because you're like, I don't even want to take a chance of injuring myself?
No, I still do. I'm fairly stupid, like for the most
Like
part.
you-
Just at 2 a.m.
No, I'm saying like you go play pickup football right now.
I would play pickup football with other people my age. You see,
Well,
it's
depends.
more of a,
Yeah.
Do you have the right footwear? Like,
always.
who's got their knee brace that I can borrow?
You're gonna look like Jerry Rice and Brett Favre, fully
copper
fitted up.
Oh,
But I've
dude,
seen
I
a
had,
lot of injuries.
when Brendan and I were playing flag football, and even that was, I guess I was 38, maybe 39. I was wearing ankle supports. I had hamstring supports on. I was all decked out. I was like,
Full
okay, I'm ready to go.
compression,
Yeah.
top to
I was
bottom.
like, I can do this.
If somebody wanted me to go play football now, like I played a couple years ago with the kids, like we did a Turkey Day thing with the neighborhood. So it was half speed by far, but like I think if a group of dudes wanted to go play legit football, even two-hand touch, I'd be like, nah, I can't do it, dude.
How long
Like,
would you need to like be ready for that?
3 minutes.
Yeah, that's the problem, right? Like I'd be like, let's go,
I'd be like, oh,
Yeah,
serious?
the competition
Let me have-
in you would be like,
Let me
I
have one
can't.
beer.
and I can't not play hard. Like
Yeah.
I like
Mama ain't raised no
playing. Yeah,
quitter.
exactly. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go after the ball.
Well, me and one of our listeners, one of our fraternity brothers, we used to play basketball at 5 a.m. on Tuesdays at local church, and I re-injured
That is
one of
early.
my. I was like, I think I was 42, and I re-injured one of my knees. Just twisted it, kind of sprained it really bad, and I went to an ortho on call, and there's this doctor who's looking at me, and he's like, "How'd you do that?" I said, "Playing basketball," and he was 2 years younger than me, and he said, "I played basketball in college. I love playing basketball. I stopped 5 years ago. You might want to pick up a different
Yeah.
sport." And I was like, "Shit."
Yeah,
I
I'm
love-
not ready for pickleball, man. Fuck that.
Pickleball's awesome,
I get that,
but
that's for millennials and geriatrics.
yeah.
That is not for me, man.
Brendan's a highlight guy.
Doctors are
Damn
awesome
right.
because they're like, whenever you go to a doctor and you've done something, they're like, okay, here's how you fix it. You stop doing whatever you were doing. It's like, but I like doing what I was doing. Nope, can't do that anymore.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of bad injuries out
Yeah.
there. I've seen Achilles pop, knees go.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen it all on the
Yeah.
field,
Yeah, it's,
and I just think they're just not built right.
Well, you saw Tom Segura
Athlete. Oh, dude, he
around this time last year trying to dunk a basketball on a 9-foot rim,
yeah.
broke his leg and his arm.
Actually, one of the worst injuries I've had in the recent years was I went to one of them sky zones,
Oh yeah,
jumped around on the trampoline.
Oh
yeah.
And I was doing awesome. Like
Yeah.
things were great. I'm coming off walls.
Oh, yeah.
I'm jumping up. And then I saw like the timer was counting down. I was like running out of time. And they had one of those like heavy bags about 700 feet in the air. And I was like, I can kick that.
Oh no.
And I
Dude,
kept going for
kicking
it.
is a thing when you get
Yeah,
old that
oh,
you
yeah.
can't do
Yeah.
what you thought you could do.
Well, I learned
Well,
that.
Brendan probably
the
never
hard way.
could properly kick anyway.
I can't stretch.
Yeah.
I'm not
stretchy.
flexible.
I'm not bendy.
But I went up and I saw the clock winding down. There was like 20 seconds left.
Let's go.
So I was like, I got to give it everything. And
Challenge
I went,
accepted.
I went up and I kicked with everything I had, and I felt it go like
pop,
retch. Like my whole back just retched. And now I'm like 25
Midair.
feet in the air.
25 feet in the air.
Yeah.
It was 9.
35, 40.
My ears are popping, getting lightheaded from the
flight
lack of
attendant came
oxygen.
by.
Yeah. I'm going to get the bends, man.
That's
but
water.
I felt it.
Yeah, I was going to say that's the
Now up there, it's pressure differences.
okay.
Whichever way it goes.
Yeah. pass
I've
out.
never been that high, so I don't know.
The more pressure, though, not the less pressure.
There was a rain cloud.
Okay.
the 10 a.m.
Low
flight
pressure
out of
system.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it was bad.
the 10 a.m. Delta flights going by.
Yeah.
But I remember I went up there and I kicked and I nicked it, like I got it, and I heard it and felt it like just tweak,
Yeah.
and then I'm in the air and I'm like, how do you land
Yeah,
so that it
with a
doesn't
busted back.
further injure what just happened? And then I landed, and whenever I landed, like that was not the
The right-
answer.
Like
Was
on
it
your,
on
like
your
on your
feet?
neck.
You probably
On
just
your
should have landed
back?
on your. You should probably just landed on your back.
It was
Yeah.
kind of a foot to back situation,
Yeah.
so that created a whole nother wretch. And then, man, I was down. And then they're like, "Brrr, everybody, come on, your time's up." Next. And I'm like,
Where's the medical cart?
my kids are like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm looking like Quasimodo coming out of that bitch. Like, it was not good. And that's when I realized trampolines are for suckers.
Yeah, for sure.
It's no joke, though. I mean, I used to take the kids, too, and you do 30 minutes of trampolining. You got to be in shape, too. It's all aerobics. And then I saw where they have the morning classes. They actually have, like, aerobics
you can
classes
do
there.
aerobics.
All these women are there, and I was like,
Before
not doing that.
Before COVID, my boys had passes, and they could go an hour and a half every day. And during these winter months, we went every day because sports are over. And
That'll wear them out.
Finally, the wife and I decided to just get them because I got tired of sitting there on my phone the whole time. And I would just go out in the corner and just jump up and down and get my heart rate up for 30 minutes, just jump up and down. And then I would try to do, like, bouncing off the walls and jumping off stuff. But, like, again, like Brendan said, like, I tweaked my back one time. I was like,
It doesn't take much.
like, all I have to do now is just jump up and down. Like, that's the end.
I feel like I've got like a short-term memory on injuries though. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I tweaked up my back helping a friend move a month or two ago, and I'm still right back out doing stuff. It's like I haven't hit that point where
You're a
it
young man.
lingers with me.
Yeah, don't
Like,
do that because I can wake up too fast and ruin a
Yeah.
day.
Oh, even when
You
we
can,
were-
like, sneeze or something.
Even when we played flag football, I was sore for like 2 or 3 days afterwards. That always got to me.
You
just
should do
running.
for the league here on Sundays. You should have a like a flag football turkey bowl kind of thing.
So I actually was looking to buy a basketball hoop out here, and a couple guys that I told it to were like, "Nah, dude, that's not a good idea
Yeah,
because
for sure.
we're gonna hurt ourselves." Like that's not. And I was,
and I'm over here going, yes.
yeah, I mean, it sounds good to me still. We'll just play half speed. Well,
Yeah.
y'all play half speed.
Yeah.
I'm going.
You can be
balls to
dunking
the
on
wall.
suckers, won't you?
Man, there's no
Basketball.
doubt.
Basketball's that one sport I will play occasionally, and when I was playing, you can notice the slowing down of your body really quickly because you're like your brain's thinking you're going to go do something.
You're going to break this
You're
way.
like, okay, here I go, and it doesn't happen.
30
You're
seconds
like,
later, you haven't gone anywhere.
Yeah,
That's why I quit playing flag football because I'd gotten to a point where mentally I was certainly smarter because I've been playing longer.
Mm-hmm.
So I was smarter than the other people on the field in terms of I could see plays developing.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, the only place he has to go is over there, so I'm gonna head over there and
Brendan
get that guy.
Brendan was linebacker, just
Jumping
FYI.
around.
Yeah, I mean that was always my thing. Like I would survey the field, I'd see what was coming, and I could get over there and either
Brendan Bosworth. I remember him.
he was the best.
And
Yeah.
neck roll and everything.
That's right.
White shoes, Kennedy.
This is touch.
I wore white shoes every year I played. That's how you roll. But I got to a point where I would see the play and I'd be like, "Gotcha, bitch," and then he'd be gone. And I'd be like, "Huh, I saw it.
Yeah.
I was right."
You're just like
Yeah.
grabbing at that cloud of dust.
Yeah, I couldn't. The first step wasn't there. The brain was a full
Second,
step
third,
ahead.
or fourth
The middle,
step.
the last step.
Yeah, no, the last step. It was the first step and the last step. That mid range was okay, but I never got to that top speed that I
Yeah.
used to have. And the first step was always slower. So the brain would go, "He's going to the right," and then my body would go, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi.
Let's
right
go right.
we go. And I'd be like, that's not good. And so I just quit. And I think Stu stuck it out another year, and that's why you
but-
got injuries. And
Yeah, but I switched it up. I was playing receiver for a long time.
dude, Stu was our kicker in flag football.
And then
towards
I
the end.
started slowing down. I did all the kickoffs, I did all the punts, and I did the field goals.
At the
I
end,
like,
he
that's
was
it.
all special teams.
Yeah.
It was great to watch. He'd be showing up. Don't worry, guys. If you get it close enough, I'll come in. I'll win the game.
How low do you think you would have to have a hoop to dunk on right now?
I know I can dunk 8 foot, but I don't know if I can dunk 9 anymore. I mean, I used to dunk 9 pretty easily.
Yeah.
10, I can smash it into the rim.
Get rejected right there.
But I found when you smash it into the rim, it tweaks your back.
Yeah. And you could land very poorly.
Common theme.
I just looked it up, and it says on average, males' bodies start to slow down physically after the age of 33.
Ooh, I got another year.
I
all
would
you
say that's
listeners out there.
about accurate to when I was like, huh.
I don't even
Okay.
think I could dunk on the 8-foot rim anymore.
Well, you got to imagine, like, if you were to stretch out,
You can
you
touch
would
an
get
8-foot
close.
ceiling.
Yeah, you would get close to
I've never.
7'5".
I
You
have.
only need like
I have
6 inches.
small palm. I've had small hands, so I've never been able to palm a ball anyway. So it's like getting the ball up there is the hard part.
Oh man, I can fit a dozen balls in my hand.
Yeah, you can. I've been on
Practice it every
I've been
day.
on camping trips with you.
What are those guys'
I've
names?
seen you work.
It doesn't matter what his name is.
No, what 6 of their names?
Yeah,
are.
what's those guys' names?
What's the point in knowing the name? That just makes it weird.
Yeah.
It's like eye contact. I don't want to know a name, and I don't want to look you in the eyes. But I get 12 balls.
They're just all fluffers.
That's right.
Yeah, I never had hops anyway, so I can't imagine my lack of jumping over the past 15 years
Yeah.
has helped.
You know what y'all do have also? Y'all got dope mustaches. Every one of you's got a dope mustache.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
Where's
When,
yours?
when are you gonna start growing?
It's there.
What?
I'm growing it.
Oh, you are?
I started the
When'd
same
you
day.
start?
Same day you did.
No, I did
Are you
cheat.
serious?
I did get a jump.
He
Well-
started November 1, I think.
I started the 30th of October. Actually,
I shaved November 1. So
Yeah.
so that's why yours looks better.
Yeah,
I
those
got
2 days.
2
really.
days. Yeah.
Yeah. But so this morning I put a little I have this stuff called GX. It's a shampoo that you can put in gray hairs and it will like slowly
Make 'em grayer?
No.
That's not the look that you're going for.
No.
Okay.
But so I put this in my beard a couple years ago and it takes about a month before you notice like a difference, but it very subtly. So I decided to put some of that in my mustache this morning. Now this stuff, it's got warnings like don't let it get under your nails.
Yeah.
Make sure you get it off your fingers because you're gonna end
It'll
up
die.
yeah, it'll end up staining your stuff.
But it's
right?
okay to put it close
And
enough
you're
where you'll
choosing to put that on
you'll
your face.
ingest you'll ingest and swallow it.
It smells like Dracar Noir. It really does. It smells fantastic. But so it's a just for men product called GX
Yeah.
shampoo. And so I put some in this morning and I don't think I rinsed it off right here. I
Is
have
there a dark spot?
yeah, I have like a stained
I just
Oh,
thought it was
yeah.
a shadow,
Dark
honestly,
spot.
with the light behind
No, it's just
Is that a booger?
no, it's a spot. So I've
Got a
now
bat in the cave.
I've screwed up and I've got because apparently it didn't come off for what 12 hours.
Nice.
And it's supposed to be in there no more than 2 minutes.
It's like you got a mole underneath.
I was
there.
just thinking
Beauty mark.
mole, molly mole, mole.
So now I've got this super gray and white mustache, and then I've got this mole right underneath my nose.
Dude, I've got the light brown just for men beard stuff. I can.
No.
We can
What-
straighten that
It
out
doesn't make for good pod. What I'm
or visual.
yeah. So I didn't notice it because I've been on WebExes all day, low def camera, and then as soon as the day ended, I was like, man, I went in the bathroom and I looked and I was like, why is that spot stained? And that's not my the hair is dark there, but it's really the skin.
Yeah.
The skin has been
You have-
singed.
That's
with-
like when you're at dinner and you go to the bathroom and you like wash your hands and you look in the mirror and you realize you've had something in your teeth for the past like half an hour. You're like,
yeah, it's just this is on the outside of my face, right on the lip there.
It looks like you try to use shoe polish.
It's not a good look.
Like a 17th of the way to blackface, honestly.
It's just not good. Yeah,
There you go.
Little
Okay.
not good spot. Right there. So I'm gonna get canceled. Be like that dude's lips canceled. The rest of them pretty white.
So why do we all have mustaches?
It's M4K.
Oh.
It's M4K. So we're raising money for Mustaches for Kids. It's m4krichmond.org. If you get a chance, head on over there and check out all the charities that we're raising mustaches for this year. And it's all children's charities here in the Richmond area, and all of the money, 100% of it, dollar for dollar, goes directly to the charities. We don't keep any of the money at M4K Richmond. It all goes directly to charities. Now, we do get sweet hats and shirts, and we've talked about that, but that's all from donations
donors,
donations from corporations that say,
Yeah.
hey, here's the $1,000, go get those guys some hats. It's like, that's fantastic. So we're growing these mustaches to raise money for charity, and it's the awkward stage.
Well, I mean, I raised my mustache, so you got to nurture it.
yeah.
That's I'm
Picked up.
trying, and I tried to give it a little steroids, and now I have a mole under my right nostril. So
You're killing it.
I looked stupid yesterday because the mustache is just this wispy, puberty-ridden nightmare. And
If you hit puberty when you were 60.
yeah, so now we're going the other way. I made okay, and but now I've got this.
Well, your
spot.
puberty mustache isn't full gray.
No, that's true. Puberty mustache has some vim and vigor
Yeah.
in the form of color, and mine does not. Mine does not. Mine is a rough looking mustache. So I'm very proud of you guys. Look great.
Thank you.
Shaved last Wednesday.
As great as you can look with a mustache on your face.
So fantastic.
People tell me I look great with a mustache.
But you look like a guy who should have a mustache.
I don't see it.
It's because you're looking at us. We're looking at you.
No, I have to see my big moon face, and I prefer my beard for sure.
When you see it in the mirror, it's kind of flipped for
Oh,
us.
yeah,
We see
that's
the
what it
true
is.
You right
Yes.
now.
Seeing the reverse.
Yeah.
We see you for what it is.
So we have, proud to say, our largest team ever, Team ITPH. We have 19 members on our team, which is freaking awesome.
yeah, that's horrible news.
Do we have everybody with a donation at this point right now?
Looking right now, and
I
I
think
do
we
believe
might.
so.
I think
Let's
so.
see here.
Even Ely, who none of us know if he's actually growing.
Yeah.
I saw that he got a donation.
Yeah, everybody's.
Kiefer was telling me last night at the meetup that his first year he didn't even grow, and he raised $1,500.
Are you serious?
The rules were a little more lax back
Yeah.
in the day, I think, too. But,
But I mean,
Everybody on our team's over.
one of our top
Uh-huh.
raisers last year raised. How much did Emmanuel raise? Like he was in first grade last year. He's in second grade this year, and he's up in the top of the leaderboard
he had a
again.
bunch, yeah.
Oh, he's growing again this
Yeah.
year.
He was
Good
5
for
digits
him.
for sure.
Yeah.
My brother's even. He's not growing, but he's over $100. Everybody's over $100 at least, except for Ely.
No, your brother's growing a mustache.
It'll be ready in March.
No, I mean, yeah, he
Him and
actually.
Jay
He's
are
like
on the same
James, yeah.
track.
No,
Like-
James is even better than.
No, I do think all the listeners out there, this month we're not going to be hitting you up for Venmo money. Save that for December. Right now, if you feel so inclined, we would love for you to head over to m4krichmond.org, and you'll see right there on that leaderboard first page will be the Inside the Pallet House team. You click on that, and you can donate to any of the growers that are growing for Inside the Pallet House. We do have a strong team, like Troy said, 19 strong this year, which is pretty impressive.
And the goal is to get everybody over $1,000. So find a low man and help them out.
Yeah, or just me.
Yeah.
They
You're
may be
probably
the
one of the
same
lower
person.
ones. Yeah.
And just in case anybody's curious,
The
just
abacus
to
is funny.
reiterate,
Give a shout out to our whole team.
well,
Read everybody's name.
in a second.
Oh.
I'll do that 2 seconds. But all the monies go to either Ask, Scan. So Ask is for childhood cancer. Scan is for Stop Abuse Now. Children's Hospital, Feed More. The Cameron Gay Gallagher Foundation, which is for teen mental health, and then Friends
Homeless.
Association for Children, Boys and Girls Club, and then Friends of the Homeless. So 7 charities, 100%.
And I will say there are some other smaller ones that we do
Yes.
donations to as well. That's not a comprehensive list.
Yeah, Lee's on the board, so he would
Yeah,
know.
he knows. He knows more. We should just let him talk.
No, this is a
Pat,
whole lot
lead
easier
Pat.
to let you guys do it. But yeah, there are a lot of smaller charities that we help out too. We're always looking for different ways that we can help out in the community, and it's something we say every year. It's helping out the kids that can't help themselves.
And the 2 high points I can't hit enough are, 1, 100% of your donation goes, and you can write it off because it's a whatever 501c or whatever the magic 3, whatever it is.
501c3.
C3. And then, secondly, I tell people this, and they're like, oh, that's cool you're doing. I was like, last year we raised over $500,000. Like, we are raising legit big money and writing big checks.
Yeah.
Like
With
it's,
mustaches.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's interesting to see from the inception of the Richmond chapter in 2003. It's been 2.3 million, and how much of that has come in the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
I mean, the exponential growth that we
Do the math.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
it? What is
I can't.
The
That's a
exponential.
lot.
Oh, that's a
Somewhere
lot.
between 20 and 25%.
Yeah,
No.
probably.
Yeah,
Growth?
wouldn't it be?
No.
2.3 million. If we raised 500,000 last year, 500,000
It's
goes
been-
into
it's
2
like over
million
50.
4
Yeah.
times,
That's
which
like
would be
20 yeah.
25%. Plus you do that other 3, so it's going to take you just below 25%.
If you add the last 3 years up, we've donated
No, I
like
was
over
talking
$1
about
million.
last year alone.
Yeah.
That's how big last
Yeah.
year
Yeah.
was.
Well,
Well,
the point is, the last 3 or 4 years have been such a huge growth
Yeah.
for it. Like to the point where, when I started growing in 2017, I never could have fathomed us knocking out $500,000.
Yeah.
And
Listen to this hipster. I was growing before it was
Yeah.
big.
Well, it's funny if you do the history on it. It got really big when ITPH got involved. Like, I'm not saying that's 100%.
But you're not
I'm not
saying.
saying
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I think I saw an old photo today that I think the 2011 or 2012 check was like 52,000.
Yeah.
And so, in a decade, it's grown tenfold basically to,
Jeez
to get to
Louise.
the point where
I've been
Okay.
donating since then.
Just to give you a quick heads up, like this has happened in the last 40 minutes. 40 minutes ago, we were #1 team raising money. And Friends of the Homeless just went from, they were like in $6,000 and now they're at 14. They just jumped $5,000 in a heartbeat. So we need to
we need your help.
We need to jump on this. Now, I'm not going to read out everybody's name on the team because maybe everybody doesn't want their name read out. But
Just
what
their
you can
first
do,
name.
just go to M4K Richmond, look up Inside the Pallet House to see if you find somebody you know and donate quickly.
Yeah, I'm excited. Our goal for our team, and this is going to sound ludicrous, but $20,000.
$20,000.
Oh, well, I think we're halfway there. I think. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, we're over. Yeah, we're $20 over halfway.
About half a month.
Our goal
left,
is set as 20, but I'm thinking 25 to 30 is our real goal.
Oh, well, I will not be contributing more than
Shit, you just gambled that last Sunday.
You're doing a match day on Sunday, right?
It would not be this. I will not do a match day with a mustache this wispy. That's just.
It's not there yet.
So the
That's
last
just-
Sunday of the month, we'll all be here.
I just found out that the day before the Stash Bash, my presence has been requested at my largest client in Atlanta.
They're going to give you a
Perfect.
big check is probably what it is.
You got to wear the button.
I don't know that's how that's going to go down. And so I was talking to one of the bosses today, and they were like, yeah, it's going to be good. And they were like, you don't look excited. And I was like, no, it's not that. I was like, it's an ego problem. I was like, I'm truly excited about going. That's going to be the most mustached I will be outside of the very final day. I mean, it's the day before.
The full
the final.
mustache is better than the week or two mustache. That's what I don't like. I don't like where we
These
are
people
right
haven't
now.
seen me in 2 years, and they're my largest client. They're going to be like, what the hell happened to you?
It's been a rough 2 years, man.
Yeah, dude. Oh, you do math. Just a little.
You're a
little.
volunteer firefighter now?
Yeah. Maybe that's the angle
There
I
you
should
go,
go
yeah.
with.
Volunteer pole rider.
Where did that? What I do for money?
It's because
So, yeah.
firefighters, they slide down the pole.
So if we
Now
have
I
any
get it.
if we have any listeners that own small businesses and have some extra coin they want to donate and write off,
Get it off before the end of the year,
Yeah.
boys.
And this will work because it is a
Yep.
501c3, and you will actually, if you do it online, I would recommend that if you are in it for the tax reasons, I would recommend doing it that way because
get a
you
receipt.
will actually get a receipt, and it'll come from an actual non-for-profit. You'll
Yeah.
get that receipt, and then you can write it off on your taxes. So
Especially if you're a small business, that helps.
Yeah.
out.
yeah, it's kind of a big deal.
Or if you're a big business.
So, okay, fine. We got Lee, Troy,
Oh, I can go.
Terrence, Stewart, which is me. I'm just reading. Sonny, Sean,
Sonny's a new guy.
Sean,
Sean's a new guy.
Scott,
Scott's a new guy.
Spirit of Halloween, Raymond,
Ray's new.
Peter,
Peter.
Peter, Scott,
Yeah.
right? And
He's
then
new.
Baker, Brandon, Brendan, Brian, Chuck,
We got a lot of Brian's.
Joseph, Joe, and
Yeah.
Matt, and Mike.
Awesome.
So
I'm,
that's
I'm
19
excited.
of us.
Yeah.
And heck, we should. Yeah, you're right. Even on the averages, we'll meet our goal of 20 grand easily.
I'm
I think.
hoping so, man. I'm behind. I'm not doing well right now. I'm disappointed in myself.
Yeah, I know. I was saying before we started, I feel like I'm off to a slow start, and then I got an incredible donation from some of my coworkers tonight, which was awesome. And that when you get those donation emails, you're like, oh, fuck yeah, now I got to go. Now I got to
Yeah.
hit more people. Like
That's right.
It really gets the ball rolling.
I tell you what, I'm not excited about. I always like to donate a few shekels to everybody on the team.
Too many people to donate to.
It's unfortunate.
You're looking at like $400 right
I
now.
am. It has gone up. It has gone up dramatically.
Yeah.
Hey Troy, I see you moving around over there. Is it time for a deli?
I wish. It looks like we're doing the bourbon.
Well, tonight's deli is a little different, and I am ecstatic about what tonight is. Like this is awesome. We have drank 18 different bottles of bourbon over the last few months. 18. Now, I don't know if you know, but 18's a lot when it comes to bottles of bourbon.
Yes.
I've also purchased about 16 bottles of bourbon. And you know what I found out? 2 of the winners that made it, so if you do the math, 18 bottles and then 2 bottles I didn't buy, guess what? Those
What?
2 made it to the next round, so I get to buy them. I will complete the
Hold on. How did they make it?
Damn.
And you didn't buy them?
because Lee brought one over
Ah.
and Stu brought one over, and both of them made it to the next round. But tonight is the first night where we have narrowed it down. From 18 bottles, there are 6 left. And tonight we will be doing 3 of those bottles. And the 3 bottles that we have, and we're going to look at, you got your 1 seed. You got your 1 seed in Blade and Bow. You've got your 2 seed in Russell's Reserve. And you've got your 3 seed in Larceny. And then so next week we will have the 1 seed will be Jefferson's Reserve, followed by 4 Roses Reserve or single, 4 Roses single. And then you'll have Maker's Mark as your 3 seed. So those will be your 2 brackets that are coming in, your East and West division, if you will. I think they're all actually probably out of like Kentucky. But that'll be coming in. So I'm very excited tonight. Blade and Bow, your 1 seed. Russell's Reserve, your 2 seed. And bringing up the rear, trying to shock the world, your Cinderella story, Larceny.
But all 3 of them won their.
Of course.
Yeah.
But, you look at price points. That's how we're ranking them. By price point, that's your 1, 2, and your 3. So our Cinderella story this evening will be Larceny. And the chalk will be Blade and Bow.
Cinderella.
So I just was out of state and drove into West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, and Indiana.
Yeah, that was a hell of a trip you had.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. But so I stopped at some liquor stores, and I still don't understand how we operate. It's so weird. Every state has its own stupid laws. And a couple months ago, I was in Maryland, and I found a bottle of a 750 of Buffalo Trace, which you can't find here, right? We've talked about it. It's a $25 bottle. So I found a bottle in Maryland, and I paid $55 happily for it. And then when I was in Indiana, I found a liter and a 1.75 liter of the same thing, and I paid $45 for it. Like, it makes 0 sense how it all operates.
Yeah.
And it just and then out in Indiana where I was, you could buy the liquor stores, sold everything. It was weird. I'll never understand how our stupid blue laws work.
It's because we're a bureaucracy, and then we leaned into the state to let them do it.
Yeah. It is always interesting when I go out of state. I definitely try and make sure I swing by an ABC store, or package store, whatever you want to call them, just to see what they might have. And here in Virginia, there's a lot of things that should be readily available, but are off the shelves at 10 a.m. the moment a store opens because people have been lined up for it.
And then some things we don't even sell. And it's like, why? Oh, because of some stupid rule.
Well, the fun thing, too, Virginia ABC's website it is a very good comprehensive inventory list where you can find what you need. Compared to some other states, North Carolina is a pain in the ass to try and find anything on. But there's things that aren't even listed on the website that you just have to know exist and show up to your ABC store, your local one, and request an order effectively.
Oh, I did buy Brendan a gift. I guess maybe I knew they made this, but I did not remember it, which fits with a lot of things in my life. I forget a lot of things.
That is up.
But Jepson's makes a bourbon. So I picked up a bottle of Jepson's bourbon. So we're gonna have to give that a little taster.
So what kind of age statement does that have on that? Do we?
3 days.
Now, Brendan, you have tried it.
Yeah, it's better than Malort.
Well, that would be everything.
Very low bar there.
But it's the bar. I mean,
yeah,
it's Jepson's. They make Malort, and now they make a bourbon.
Is that all they make?
Yes.
Well, didn't they make some hand sanitizer too at one point last year?
They did make hand sanitizer. That
was the Malort.
It also works very well as an embalming fluid.
Yeah,
I can see that.
Little known fact.
My liver is embalmed from the 3 times I've ever had it.
So I'm trying these. I'm mixing it up a little bit here.
Good time to change your strategy.
Well, now that we're in the next level, I'd like to know kind of where I stand on the neat, and then ice is the big one. Like, I'm going to weight it more heavily on my ice preference. But I can tell you, they're all pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, I really like this round. I like being in the second round because all of these are really good. Like, I just had them, and I'm like, this is awesome.
I almost wish that there had been a Jim Beam or whatever. Like,
if
that had made it in at $15 a bottle or something, that would have been nice.
Are all the top 6 seeds Are they all
I can tell
high
you.
ends?
Well, the lowest price one is the Larceny at $28.99.
So that's pretty good.
So we're between $29 and $55.
I've
All
already
of
got
our
a,
six.
I've already got a distinct one.
I've already got a
that quick?
face that's warmed up a lot. Holy shit. Woo!
I'm
Bourbon hits different than the seltzer I was drinking.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a change from where you were. Because that was what flavor was that? I could smell it over here.
Watermelon strawberry.
Yeah. We got like the strawberry flavor, and then we're just going straight to charcoal.
Boy, that burns.
Yeah.
Like trying them
Did
neat.
you pee again?
No. Thanks, Troy.
Oh, sorry. I shouldn't have put that out there. That's on me.
Oh man, when the ice hits it, it's totally different. That's crazy. How much that matters. Shouldn't matter that much.
Still like ice in it. I still like it cold and cut.
Oh man.
All right.
Tell you, the
Well,
larceny
I'm getting
comes
close.
up when it gets cut. Larceny comes up.
I don't know. Out of the three, I think that's the weaker one, but
It is, but I had them neat.
yeah. That's you're just looking for any kind of improvement at this point.
Yeah, larceny. Here's a pro tip: put a little ice in your larceny.
Larceny needs ice.
What's the price point of the blade and bow in the
55 and 50. So it's like they're right
Yeah.
there.
Blade and Bow's 50.
Oh,
and
sorry.
Russell's?
is 37,
Okay.
and Larceny's 29.
Listen to him.
So we do have a big
Good with numbers.
yeah, he is. That's why I asked him. That's a big jump between. I mean, you're looking at $10 between each one, basically.
Yeah, but you can't tell me that Russell's not punching above its weight.
I
It's
agree.
kind of-
but and I think what this shows too, at the beginning you mentioned that all three are very good, high quality stuff. I'm seeing that, I could pay $29 for a bottle and feel all right about it.
That's the thing. The larceny, actually, the other day, knowing that it had made it through a round,
Yeah.
they sell it in the mini bottles, like at the ABC store.
Yeah, I'm looking at one right here.
No, yeah, that's because they sell it in mini bottles. So I've been picking that up for like quick mixers. It's nice to have. It's good to have. around.
that's a solid $29 bottle of bourbon. That will step you up from a Jim Beam, from a Jack Daniels, and give you some really good flavor for not a lot of dollars. It's what you want.
Yeah, no, that's the truth. That
All right.
Russell's got some caramel in there going on. It's very nice.
Yeah, I think I'm getting pretty close on my decision at this point.
It's
Go through again, but
Blade and Bow is a little more vanilla-y. Very nice.
you
It's
got any,
funny
you got
in-
any crackers here? That's what I need to like.
I like how the Larceny has a little gasoline.
Yeah, the Larceny definitely leaves a very alcoholic.
Yeah, but the
Taste
fact
at
that
the
the
end.
Larceny can dance with these guys is pretty impressive.
It can, but it's there's something in there. Like I'm caramel with the Russells, I'm vanilla-y with the Blade and Bow, and then when I get to the Larceny, it's like it wants to do those things, but it lands just short at like biscuit. Like it's
that's
kinda,
because, unlike most, the larceny made with wheat instead of rye as its secondary grain.
Yeah, so the Larceny
There you go.
beat out Elijah Craig's small batch, which is surprising.
Yeah.
which was phenomenal too.
Yeah.
So I can tell you now,
I just switched some cups around.
I'm taking Larceny to the bottom. Unfortunately, the Cinderella story on my end is coming down.
Yeah, Larceny's at the bottom for me too. You can mark that down.
So I don't want to. Well, I'm not there score time yet. I'm still monopolizing a lot of the space in front of me for my own thinking.
Yeah, so let's see what else we have.
Larceny is the small school, kind of like VCU.
Exactly
making it
right.
to,
They're the
to,
Cinderella story.
to making it to the Sweet 16. Not quite I guess maybe the Elite 8 in this situation.
I mean, I think out of everything that we've had, the
That's so hard between
the
those
Evan Williams single barrel would definitely be like the 15 seed that knocked off the two
Yeah.
that made it. Larceny's newer also, but you see them. They put a lot of money into their marketing and getting.
I was
their
going to say they got
exposure
a
out
cool
there.
name and cool
Yeah,
bottle.
they've been pushing their product pretty hard over the last 5-6 years, and it's definitely something that I think a lot of bartenders are leaning on too. Like that's what they're using often as their go-to
mixer,
house
yeah.
bourbons and things like that.
It's fantastic, and like I said, I've been using it for all my mixed drinks.
Yeah.
You can tell the bottle is actually lower than the others, and you see other bottles floating around. Oh, Stu, you see, I couldn't tell you yet because I'm still actually debating.
I can put Larceny at that would be 3.
Yeah, and I'll do the same. So
I'm putting Larceny at 3 as well. So
Larceny will lose.
it's becoming a 2-man race.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, I do keep going back and forth. I thought I had a pretty solid 1 and 2, and now
Yeah. I've moved them around a couple times.
I can tell you this because it's neat. I was Russell's, Blade and Bow, and then Larceny for neat. But neat is not how I drink.
Yeah.
Oh, it appears my liver's processing some.
Yeah, I couldn't do that right now.
Man, just keep sipping.
Yeah, it is difficult. I'm trying not to even look over there because I see scores are going up, and I don't want to.
You want to finish yours off, Troy?
I don't want to see anything. It's really hard.
It is. It is.
it is, and the only reason I ended up just settling on my decision was, and I don't want to even say settling, but coming to a conclusion was I had
just
a
gotta make
sip
the call
of both and did water in between, and one of them was a clear cut. That is a better flavor for me at the end. So I feel good. No, everybody was wondering.
I may shock the. Oh, I don't know. I haven't looked at what you guys are doing.
Oh, okay. Are you fucking kidding me?
That checks out. That checks out, dude.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
And that's why I love Stu, because he's great. He's great for these things because his palate is 100% different than ours.
Stu, I just want to ask: is Larceny your one?
Yes, sir.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. I have not looked over there because
my God.
honestly, dude, I am vacillating between these two.
Don't use words you can't spell.
V. Elating. Or acillating.
So
All right. Yeah. I mean, it's
it's coming
getting
down to
really
the wire.
close.
Well, then I'm glad I haven't looked over there.
Yeah,
'cause there's
do
so
not
many-
look.
Yeah.
All right, one more try here. All right. Russell?
Oh, could we have a tie? Could we have a tie?
Russell's got caramel. There's no negative
We
aftertaste.
can have a tie.
Oh, we
here.
can have a tie.
There's no negative aftertaste to the Russell. It's got a good upfront caramel flavor that I like a lot.
Uh-huh.
It is a little astringent, a little burny.
What
at
does
the
that
end?
word mean again?
Astringent. It's like
It's an astringent, right?
Yeah. It'll clean everything. Takes it off.
I have an idea for a tiebreaker if it gets to a tie.
Oh man.
Blade and Bow.
Is it shots?
No, it's
Not astringent. Good vanilla flavor. Almost doesn't have as much flavor as the Russell though, which makes it
should the
tough.
tie if it's a tie, should the winner get most number one votes? Would that be
So,
fair?
I'll just while Brendan thinks, I'll give you my
Go
opinion. I went Larceny 1, Blade and Bow 2nd, and Russell's 3rd. Russell's for me just seems like it's flat, bland, not a whole lot there. I like Larceny because of the back end.
All right, I've
It's
got
got a
my
little bit of
score.
a punch to it.
This is
I know it's a low hanging fruit joke, but do you have COVID? The flavors, man.
the only
I'm telling
reason
you, his palate's totally
I know,
different.
I know.
It's
And
always
we
been
see it
that
every
way.
time.
Yeah.
I know.
Every drink challenge we've done, Stu has been the converse or whatever we are. So it's, or maybe we're different, and Stu is
Yeah.
Stu's normal
Yeah,
because
he's the standard.
the
Don't put me in that place.
the standard is whatever the rest of us pick. Stu is flip flopped.
Yeah.
Like it's just
Yeah.
it's
And,
his
and that's
palate.
good. That's why you gotta have more
I know,
people
and that's
doing it.
that's
Yeah.
why I like having him here
Yeah.
for this because it's
course.
like
All right, I've got it.
Okay.
all right.
Oh shit.
What's you gonna go two
Last
or one?
last place is Larceny. And the only thing that I'm finding different between the two is that when it's all said and done, one of them just stays smoother all the way to the end and doesn't create kind of that burning alcohol
Uh huh.
taste. So Russell is second. Blade and Bow is 1. Did I cause a tie?
Yes, you did exactly that.
Yeah.
So for the listeners who don't know, Lee and I both had Russell's at 1, Blade and Bow at 2, and Larceny at 3. So the tie is Larceny got a 3-3-1 with 10 points. Blade and Bow got 2-2-1-2 for 7. And Russell got 1-1-2-3 with 7. So Russell and Blade and Bow have tied.
Can Corey come out here and
She's asleep.
like I think we need a fifth. Like
My
I don't know how we
my
do
youngest daughter's up.
So what about
These are horrible.
should we for the tie do a quick blind taste test?
It's either
Somebody-
that or you have to try them neat.
I mean,
I don't know.
I think we do a blind. We got great success with that.
How are we going to do a blind?
You know what?
I'm the opposite.
Yeah, Stu literally didn't like them. Stu
Right.
he could run it for us.
So then could we still end up with a tie?
No, because it'd be an odd number.
Yeah, it's just gonna be the
Okay.
3 of us.
So just label 1-2, 1-2, 1-2.
No, throw some letters in there and put.
Yeah.
Make sure that we don't all have the same numbers.
And some asterisks
Yeah.
and emojis.
I can't believe we ended up in a tie. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't look over.
I know.
And not
I
a
know.
lot.
You did a good
Stu.
job with it. Yeah.
Not a lot.
Nah,
Yeah.
just load them up, Stu.
Straight to the top. The top line, right? All the way up.
I can't
Yeah,
believe
neat.
that. In my mind, like, because Russell.
I had
won.
Blade and Bow first for a long time.
Me too.
And then once the ice finally started to settle in, Russell's jumped to the front.
I feel
now.
so bad, too, because I would like this to just be clean cut.
The more we were talking about it, the more you were describing things. I was like, all right, great. He's gonna do Russell.
I was
We're in the
until
clear.
the end, until
I
it started
know.
getting, the more watered down it got, the less of that astringent
You're the worst.
aftertaste I was getting, and Blade and Bow was really opening up and becoming kind of a whole nother level for me. And so that's what I liked about it.
Yeah. See, I'm making sure I taste the Russell so I know what that tastes like, so I can make sure we get the right
Don't
answer here.
You're a douche. So now I can't drink these because I don't want to end up like ham boned.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, part of me does.
You got what, like
Twist my arm.
45 feet to go?
Yeah. You'll be all right.
Well, we said it at the very beginning. Larceny,
Oh, see,
while
that-
it ended,
That time right there, like if I had to write on those 2 sips, I actually enjoyed the flavor of the Russells more. But it's that dang right at the end, it hits me with this like this alcohol-y
I don't get that.
hit. No, but that's what's
Yeah, yeah.
what's throwing me off
Yeah.
because I actually
It's your stash.
no, I prefer actually if I had a bigger stash, it
Yeah,
would
if it was darker,
filter it,
like fill it
yeah.
in.
I can tell you this. I do believe that the flavor profile of the Russell is a little bit better. Okay, so this is. Did you label these? Yep. How?
There's nothing written on these cups.
Oh,
They're
that's
on
on
the
the bottom.
Oh, okay.
Oh, why did you put them on the bottom? I
'Cause
didn't
that
even
dude's-
do that shit.
Fancy AF. Oh, wait, I like this though. We're gonna take all the.
Lord.
I'm scared.
Peel
I'm
it back.
scared.
Are we
So
doing
we
it
gotta come
neat
through.
or are we doing it with ice?
I say neat.
You said neat.
Boy.
That was your call.
No, I think that this you want the true expression of
Yeah.
and everything. Thank you.
Oh man, this could change it. This could change it up.
I
Like
can tell you this: when I tried them neat up front, I put Russell 1.
okay.
So I'm assuming that I will continue
So mad.
to do such things because that's I have such a sophisticated.
Can you tell the
palate.
difference?
Well, just smell alone. One of them smells a whole lot more palatable than the other,
Yeah.
which is frustrating.
Thank you, Stu.
Do we all have the same numbers so we can discuss openly about numbers?
Yes,
You didn't
yes.
abacus this, right?
I hit it.
Who would
We're
do
good.
that?
so I think 1 has a better profile on the nose.
Fully agree. Like 2 is harsh.
Yeah, 2 is. 2 isn't offensive, but it's
No, but I
it's
mean when
more
compared
burning. It's
when
more
compared to
burning,
the 2.
yeah.
All right, now the trick is they say you open your mouth when you breathe when you smell.
Because you can taste it.
When I do that, 2 is no longer as offensive. It's very weird. I don't understand.
It's still more offensive than one, but not as
So the
offensive.
problem I'm having is that I put a lot of bourbon in, and my stomach is like, if you could stop.
Yeah.
You know how like you feel after you take a shot? That's kind of the general vibe my body's giving me. Well, I guess I have to drink these. I see you guys are drinking them. I was talking.
I don't like drinking anything room temperature. Like nothing. I just
Different profile.
even water. Like I'm either warm it up and throw a tea bag in it,
Right.
or throw some ice in it. Like just room temperature. Anything is gross to me.
One of them tastes like scotch. One of them tastes like bourbon. I'm going to get a beer. 'Cause I'm a grown up.
Yeah, I've been going with like a little bit of water.
You just
still
need,
for like a
you need
palate
something
cleanser.
to kind of.
One of them burns when you not pee
One of
drink
them clearly burns. No, there's
Yeah.
no doubt about that. One of them. Two's more burny for me.
So do I get to take the larceny bottle home since it's not going on?
No, Brendan's been using that for his mixed drinks for all of his.
Damn it.
Ooh, right.
Ginger ale, that'd be nice.
Yeah,
All
throw a little
Oh.
ginger in there.
Man.
Ooh, yeah.
Remind me about Sprite down the road. I got to tell you something.
I'm having a much harder time with this than I wanted to have. I was looking for a nice, clean exit on this.
Yes.
I was not looking to extend this.
Oh,
Somebody had to fuck this
Plus, I
up.
don't
Been
want to be
extended.
wrong.
Stu
I don't want
fucked
to.
it up. Don't blame me.
I don't wanna change my- yeah.
No, Brendan, you fucked it up. You could have gone.
Only
You could
because
have
I
gone the
went
other way.
last.
And we could have gone the other way.
Had I got whoever finished last was going
If
to
you
be
just
the one.
hadn't put Larceny as your fucking favorite,
Yeah,
though,
if he put Larceny
that's-
as
oh
2,
my
it would have been
God,
over.
Yes.
Uh,
One way or another.
I still think.
No, but I
I still
knew-
think Russell should win for going 1-1, 2-3.
Well, I mean, the counter side,
But
the
then
flip
again,
side
I
to that
could
is you
argue
get,
Blade
they
Bo
got
going 2-2,
Yeah.
1-2, no third place.
Exactly.
Like
Fucking
but literally,
man.
I had 3 sips the first go around, and I knew immediately like I liked Larceny. Right.
let's
out
not lose sight that this is Brendan's fault.
That is not accurate.
Thank you. The three of us agree on that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
We can take a vote
Yeah.
on that. You can all use-
The crowd gets it.
Yeah.
a live studio audience. I read something the other day that said like a lot of the live studio audience recordings for like laugh tracks and things like that were recorded like all the way back in the 50s.
Oh yeah,
60s.
yeah.
They
So
were.
They
So
were.
they say when you're like watching a TV show that has a laugh
It's still
track,
the same one.
chances
yeah.
are a lot of those people are dead, and that's kind of a freaky thing
Yeah.
to think about. Like,
I,
Can-
I,
can
I
you-
listened to a podcast
No.
recently that talked about it.
Yeah.
Is you talking about the radio lab where they're talking
Yeah.
about recording?
Yeah, they were, they
It's
were talking about it
brilliant.
was the first time they ever did that, like on a TV show. They were like, "Oh, that's genius.
yeah. That was
That's a
actually
game changer."
it was brilliant. And then that whole radio lab series is all about recording and
Recordings,
how
yeah.
tapes have changed the world. And
Not just tapes, like all the recording devices.
well, it was specific to tapes, magnetic recording onto tapes. Because if
think
you
they're
think about
working-
it, the very first one was
Oh yeah, it's a mixtape, I think is what they call it.
yeah, and it was wild. Like they were doing the Dachau tapes,
Yeah.
which is like when they were over in mainland China and how they
Yeah.
were getting
They were
getting a hold of
cutting physical tapes in half, and then people were finding them in the trash.
We
and-
would send all of our trash over
Yeah.
there, and then people would strip them out.
but they would cut the tape in half,
Yeah, and then they would piece them back together, and
and
so.
it'd be a gap in the music.
But so nobody knew who was a good rock band, a bad rock band, in between rock band.
Yeah, if you were lucky to get,
A rock band.
Yeah.
You'd be like Strikers, The Heat.
yeah,
And so you get really mixed up weird genres, and that's actually really cool.
yeah, they were like saying people were dressing in punk but playing like Iron Maiden, like
Okay, that particular bourbon right there.
all right,
Nice
I've made
expression.
my final casted my final vote. Jeff Probst this bitch.
I don't want to know.
Yeah, he don't wanna know.
Yeah, we'll wait. Wait till everybody's ready at least. But no, I just wanted to say that I've made my final decision.
have you even voted off?
No, I'm still in this bitch. Stu got voted off for his
I have
poor
an-
taste buds.
I've nixed my name already from the board.
I have an opinion right now,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to find out if it's right. The final go through.
I know I need less bourbon in my life right now.
Blame Brendan.
My
Blame
face is hot. My
Brendan.
tongue is burning.
And my stomach
Yeah.
hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Neat is completely different profile.
Yeah,
Though.
that was a. I didn't do.
Now I can't tell
Hey,
them
Stu.
apart.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can't tell them apart.
Mm.
Now it's just straight, hot, burning.
All right, so
Did you understand what I meant by that when I held up the finger? That one is in that position.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
he
have
got it
one
right.
as the one.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, he got it right. Yeah.
So the good news is we've got 2 different scores between Brendan and Lee.
Yes.
Troy
Yes.
is the decision maker.
We get to blame Troy
So
this
now
time.
Troy can fuck it up. This is great.
4 is my favorite.
I blame
Oh, that's
Canada.
the strawberry watermelon over
Yeah.
there.
This is going great.
God, I really don't know which one I like.
I'm
Honestly, this is
honestly
hard.
happy that I got mine in early, that I don't have to be the
That's
last.
why I
guy.
rushed. Because I didn't want to have that.
You don't want me and Troy to be mad at you for the last one.
2, when I first smelled it, it was more alcohol-y.
But it tastes
burned.
good.
But the more I drink of it, 2 is tasting better than 1.
Yeah, it's got a different flavor profile. I totally agree. And then something about on my last couple sips, one just rose up to the top on me. They're
No,
both.
go with your gut here.
Let's
Troy.
be very honest though. These are comparable bourbons, and so one of these bourbons, whichever one it is that wins, keep in mind that they are $15 apart, which is a
Yeah.
significant.
That was my
difference.
1 seed, Stu.
Ooh, hold on. Have you guys belched up and decided if that 1 or 2 belch is better? Because mine tastes like burning.
Yeah,
All right, Stu, do we have a clear-cut winner?
So 2 was my favorite.
All right, so what was 1?
Blade and Bow.
So 2 is
Russell's.
Russell's
And
Reserve as an undercard.
wins.
yeah.
So the
But all 3 of us were correct on our taste because you picked Blade and Bow.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
I
And
stuck
and we
with
both
Blade
picked
and Bow.
Russell, and we picked
Yeah.
it.
All right, so I feel good about this though because we have put it through the gauntlet.
Basically, all we did was take Stu's votes out and recount.
But
I
it's
didn't even count.
but it's a totally different ball game. Like seriously,
is.
that is a mad different flavor profile.
Yeah.
I think if we had done ice on that, I would not have been able to tell a difference, though.
You know what's funny is so 2-1. I think we can all agree on the nose. Blade and
Harsh.
Bow is a
Blade and
far
Bow, yeah.
superior stink.
Yeah.
But man, that Russell's Reserve is so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not mad because I was splitting hairs the whole time.
Look, I'm not the guy. We all laugh at Stu because Stu's palate's different, but I'm never the guy that's going to tell someone not to like what they like.
Hey, what was Stu's original marking? Did he have Blade and Bow or Russell's higher?
He had Blade and Bow high.
Blade and Bow higher.
Wow, that's crazy. That's
Yeah,
how tight this was.
Yeah. I mean, you like what you like, and I'm fine with anyone. If you like a $15 bottle, have at it. If you like a $16 bottle, have at it.
I got to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't think anything's going to touch Jefferson's Reserve because I remember
I like
when I tasted the Jefferson's Reserve the first time, I was like, "Whoa!"
That's the one that was a clean sweep for everybody.
yeah.
wasn't
I
it?
mean, I literally
Oh,
put
yeah.
it over here like,
Yeah.
boom.
Done and done.
That is done. That is the that is the best bourbon ever.
I wanted to grab the bottles to look to see if there was a big difference in the proof in these. The Russell is a 90 proof. The Blade and Bow is a 91.
That's
but
the same.
I was thinking that the Russell, now knowing that was number 2 with that really harsh smell, that's a wild turkey distillery that kind of has that inherent heat to it.
Yeah, just
But
little
Is
redneck.
one aged a lot longer?
Well, the Russell's is a 10-year. I don't know that Blade and Bow.
Blade and Bow
looked
is.
it up.
No, you can't. They won't tell you. Everyone agrees it's between 8 and 10. It's supposed to have that Stiller Wetzel stuff in there, the Pappy, and they put a drop in every barrel. It's horrible.
yeah.
Like there's a lot of marketing
Making it
running.
cute.
But
yeah,
I
so
tell
Blade
you,
and Bow is listed as a 6+ basically.
exactly.
Right.
So
No,
everybody
I-
agrees it could be an 8.
I was thinking that maybe that wild turkey kind of was giving it that heat of that
Yeah.
smell, but again, you look at the proofs and it's actually lower than the Blade and Bow, so
But
you're not
first-
gonna have that.
In Stu's defense, Blade and Bow's a great looking bottle, great looking name, great looking everything.
Oh, I'm not mad at Blade and Bow. Blade and Bow will always be on my
Yeah.
bar because I am a huge Blade and Bow fan. I don't think it gets the respect it deserves. And today it did not.
Counterpoint: if you were asked to buy a bottle, would you rather spend $50 or $37?
Yeah.
And
I would buy the Russells.
yeah,
But on
it's
my
a
bar,
it's a known 10-year age. You can count on that quality.
Who
of
makes
it.
Russells?
Wild Turkey?
Yeah.
it's hard to argue with it because I was That's why I say like I'm willing to always give in to the group vibe because it is.
Wild Turkey's come a long way.
I just
in
think
20
that
years.
a lot of it has to do with the Blade and Bow is that you're paying for the
whole thing.
Stitzel-Weller.
The Stitzel-Weller. Dude,
Yeah.
it says Stitzel-Weller 7 times on the bottle.
Yeah,
That's
literally.
ludicrous.
Every fucking side has
No, it mentions Stitzel-Weller.
Stitzel-Weller.
They want to make sure that
Stitzel-Weller.
you're aware. And so it's funny. I've read many a review about Blade and Bow. And
What is it about those names that sound super cool? It's like Cannon and Draw,
That's
Blade
who-
and Bow. Like it's just like
Well, a lot of them is two nouns and a
Yeah,
in the middle of it.
yeah, so the blade and the bow are actually parts of the key.
yeah.
And so that's the whole shtick is they have keys. And I'll tell you, honestly, and look at the larceny. It's got a key on it. The key is a
Yeah.
big deal because that's how you got into the
Yeah.
Well, I
whatever
think Blade and Bow,
rack
someone will
house.
have to look it up to verify, but Blade and Bow does have a thing where if you collect a certain number of the keys,
Oh, they do the Blanton
they
things?
allow you to.
Oh,
It's,
nice.
it's called
go
the
for a
Five
special
Keys
tour.
Five Keys Club.
Oh, that's cool.
But
Now
it's
I'm back
like
in.
each different expression, right?
But you know what's funny? So like regardless, Blade and Bow will not move on. But both ways, I chose Blade and Bow.
Yeah.
So I personally like the Blade and Bow.
Yeah.
Do I know if it's worth $15 more? That's hard to say
Yeah.
because
Well,
that Russell's Reserve was right there for me.
Well, the key too is are you giving it as a gift? Because if I'm giving a gift, the Blade and Bow looks cooler.
You know what's funny? I would probably give the Blade and Bow as a gift because they know, okay, you spend a little more, it's good.
Yeah.
And I feel very comfortable that you're going to enjoy that bourbon.
I
But
go the
I'm
other,
going to buy
You're
the
going
Russell's.
I go the other way because I say like, look, this isn't the high end. I'm not paying for the label on this.
Yeah,
I'm paying
this
for the
is-
quality.
yeah,
this
this
is good
is-
as shit.
Well, you
by
and
the
I
way.
are two very different people. I have a Yeti.
I don't have 3 solo stoves.
yeah, I got solo
Yeah,
stoves.
yeah.
I got
You're not
Yetis.
Yeti.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
I'm buying the Blade
Yeah.
and Bow.
and then tipping the guy you're giving the gift to.
Yes.
Here's a
You
fiver.
do know
with
you
it,
don't have to
too.
leave a tip at the state ABC store, right?
Or to the gift
Yeah,
guy.
a schmuck like you wouldn't.
Oh, so that's pretty cool though. The Blade and Bow, the five. So the 5 keys.
See,
So this
buying into the marketing.
this
and what are
this
the
label
odds?
has the 5 keys, but there are labels that have the single key, double key, triple, 4. So you're looking for at the label. If you collect,
You notice I've already started
Oh.
collecting my different keys
Have
on
you?
my bottles. Yeah, because look,
Yeah.
there's 2 keys on my
Oh,
bottle.
and you added that?
no.
Yeah,
This
because
is,
as
this
I-
is the label.
I understand that. I'm just saying there's also keys that hang off it. Every
Oh,
bottle
right,
you
right.
get comes with a key.
Right, you
one
get
key.
And
5.
every time I get a different key, I hang it on whatever
So
bottle
you got
I'm
to collect
drinking
the 5
from.
different keys?
I'm trying
Nice.
to collect my keys because I like
Are they
that.
hard to find? Or
they
is it just
kind
buying
of,
different bottles?
They kind of are because I don't know which keys I have. So it's always a
Yeah, you
crapshoot.
should try to find that out.
Well, now I'm going to be more focused.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, that Russell's well done.
Yeah.
But
Really?
there's only 25 states that you can get the Blade and Bow in and search for the keys, but it tends to be more southern and east coast.
That works out.
So Russell's Reserve on to the next round at a $35 bottle.
Yeah.
And it's going to go up against the Maker's Mark, which is what, like a $25 to $29 bottle. So
Yeah,
that's going to
something
be
like
a
that.
little more low rent. I think it's going to have a hard time beating out the Four Roses single barrel.
Yeah, we all like Four Roses.
And I think that Jefferson Reserve, though, if there's ever been like a rock chalk
Yeah.
team, it's that Jefferson's Reserve.
And that's what you're looking at with even if you were to take the Blade and Bow at $50, the Jefferson at $55 is going to be the top of the top.
Yeah, it is the true number one seed.
Which one was that? The one we all agreed on?
Yeah, that's the one that was
Jefferson.
the clean
No,
sweep,
dude, it was-
number one.
I thought that
Everybody
was the
agreed.
Four Roses. That was-
straight
yeah.
across. So it'll be very interesting to see if a $35
I
bottle.
know. I'm
can-
hoping for. an
Now I
upset.
want Russell's to win. I
Yeah.
do. I just don't think it's going to beat that Jefferson.
I don't want the
Reserve.
50. I don't want the most expensive bottle to win out.
Oh, truly, I want
Wow.
Maker's Mark to rise up and show everybody
Maker's Mark is overrated.
that we all agree with that.
Yeah.
But it pounded fantastic bottles.
I tell you, if
How
the
much is Maker's Mark?
Makers is 30.
No, it's like 30, 35 tops.
Makers
But-
Mark is 33.
Reserves is
See?
Russell's
Right.
is better.
Is 37.
Yeah, that's a $5 bill well spent.
I'm shocked Russell's Reserve moved on. I'm excited
I'm
about
not.
that.
Out of that list, that's what I would have figured would have.
I mean, I would have gone with the number one seed.
Yeah.
I'm completely upended. Don't know what's happening.
I like that you liked the Larceny, though, as the low price point. I think that is Fantastic bourbon.
We all like the Larceny. That's the thing. Like, nobody is shitting on the Larceny.
It got
it's
out
just
of the
like,
gate.
you put it next to the other two, it's not the same.
I'd like to point out, too, that the Jefferson Reserve also got a straight 1 from Stu. That across the board, all 4 of us were 1, 2, 3 on the same on that one.
So Stu agreed.
Even
Yeah.
that's
That's how
crazy.
good it
That's
is.
the one time we've all
Right.
Well, first it's the one time everyone's agreed. It's the one time Stu is gone with the pack.
So Jefferson's is the undefeated team going into the finals.
And I'll tell you.
well, they're going into the semifinals. We're already crowning them. Crown them.
Oh, this is like Duke back in the day, like going 30-0 going into the tournament. Like it's theirs to lose.
Or the Patriots going against the greatest quarterback of all time,
Oh my God.
Eli Manning.
Yeah.
As much as I love the Jefferson Reserve and want to see that win, I'm genuinely rooting for the Four Roses single barrel because that's one that I wish more people knew about at that $45 price point to get a fantastic bourbon.
So good.
But I was just looking at the scores for that. It was just the 3 of us, you, me, and
Troy?
Yeah, Troy, Brendan, and me. No Stu for that one. I was the only one that gave that a 1 though, and it still was able to squeak through because both of y'all gave it a 2.
So it rode through on a technicality.
Yeah, and so
It
now
was
I'm
like,
kind of worried.
holding.
About it. Exactly. Yeah. Holding. Yeah. So I'm hoping that one shows out well, but I know how good that Jefferson is, and that's gonna be tough.
No, that Jefferson's Reserve was honestly one of the finest bourbons I've ever
And I may
tasted.
be slightly skewed for Jefferson Reserve because it's something that 12 years ago I was introduced to and sipped it with my father-in-law for like ever.
I'd never even had a Jefferson's bottle before that day. Let's not get too hyped about it. Let's pay our respects to what we have here. Russell's beat out Blade and Bow, and I respect that. And Larceny was an admirable for a $25, $30 bottle.
Just fell short of the first down.
Just way to go, Jimmy.
It did.
You really crushed it. Really happy for you.
It did. But I'm excited. I'm excited about Russell's Reserve moving on. And that is a far better bourbon than it should be. It definitely punched out of its weight, and it got over, on something that if you pick up your average issue of Garden and Gun. Now I don't know how many people out there actually ever see Garden and Gun.
It's a great
I
zine.
love it.
It is my absolute favorite magazine. It's like one of those things you can just flip through, and it is beautiful to
It's
look at.
bi-monthly too. Like you don't get 12 of them
Yeah.
stacked up. You only get
And
6.
Blade and Bow knows that they are going to push their marketing in that high-end publication. And when it comes down to it, Russell's better.
You're a marketing hoe.
I am a slut for marketing. I will give you that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a cheap date. Buy me some Larceny. Let's go out.
No, Stu, you're not wrong. Larceny is fantastic. Like I said, that's actually the bottle that I've been taking to middle school football games.
The first place I saw that Larceny bottle was at Pizza and Beer of Richmond, PBR. Down off Cary Street. And the only reason I saw it was because the rep was in there that day wearing a T-shirt and handing out little mini bottles to people that were sitting at the bar. And that
It's
was
a tasty treat.
Yeah, it was the first time I had it. That was 4 or 5 years ago now. But
Oh, my God. So I can just see Brendan with the bottle of Larceny, children, and a mustache.
Yeah.
That goes hand in hand.
I sent an
He
email.
fits right in.
I sent an email today that was like, you may have noticed the 6 stash. It's for the kids. Not like that. I promise. I promise. Not like that.
It's all a good cause. Oh, my God.
Yeah, so speaking of reps, I can't remember what year it was, but it was somewhere around 2006, 7, somewhere around there. I was downtown at a bar that's since been closed. I think it was Stool Pigeons at the time. Do y'all
Stool
do y'all
Pigeons.
remember that?
Yeah, right down
there
by-
on the corner.
By LaDiff Furniture.
Yeah, exactly. So I was down there for a bachelor party and just hanging out. It was early in the night. Sun was still up, and Jim Beam was there.
Oh, the reps?
The reps, and they had an Indy car out there. And
Have some Jim Beam drive this car.
because they were sponsoring an Indy driver. So we're just hanging out, drinking some drinks, and I'm not a big race car fan, and
Oh, that's when they still had the SunTrust IndyCar at Richmond RIR.
yeah, exactly. So this rep comes over, this Jim Beam rep. They're like, "Hey, you want to come over and meet an IndyCar driver? He's sitting over here," and nobody cared because nobody knew who it was. And
Yeah, because those dudes are always in helmets
Yeah.
and inside of a car.
yeah,
And five.
They look like a Lego head bouncing
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
You know?
And
and I was like,
they're like 5'6", like jockeys.
oh yeah,
Yeah, of course.
they're 134 pounds wet, and I'm like, yeah, I'll go meet the guy, whoever it is. That's cool.
Nerd.
And I'm like, I don't have anything to like autograph. They're like, no, here's the hat. So I got a Jim Beam hat.
Signed by the.
So I go over and meet the guy, and it was Dan Weldon.
Dan Weldon.
shit.
Oh, that's a
Dude.
legit dude.
Yeah. So I mean, but you wouldn't know who Dan Weldon was.
Let me be honest. If Dan Weldon walked through, now you've met him. If he walked through this door right now,
I'd freak the fuck out.
no, would you know who he was?
Yeah, I would lose my shit.
Okay, so you recognize
He's
him now.
dead.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah. Didn't you know that, Brendan? Come on.
no, I don't know that dude.
Oh,
I
that's
don't-
why it's so special.
He's dead.
Oh, what?
He
what-
died
what-
in a car in racing. He died racing.
What?
Yeah.
That doesn't
Yeah.
add up.
He so I met him back in the he won Indy in 2005 and he won Indy in 2011. So he died somewhere right after 2011 in a race.
Oh yeah, I assumed he died after 2011. Not a Marge sent me situation.
So anyway, so I have this Jim Beam Indy hat that has Dan Weldon's signature on the
Dude,
brim.
That's
so it's pretty cool.
Awesome. That's pretty cool.
So, I just went halfway across the country with my wife and kids to dive camp for my younger son,
Yeah.
and we drove through Charleston, West Virginia. We went through Kentucky, Ohio. We stopped in Cincinnati on the way. Went to the Reds Park, bought some Reds gear. Went to the Bengals Stadium, which is a absolute turd. Which I'm a Bengals fan. I was so
I was about
disappointed.
to say that's heartbraking because you are a
I
Bengals
bought
guy.
no gear there. I should have bought it. I should have
That's
bought.
a mistake. That's a miss.
I missed
Because
because
you're not going to be able
The,
to get like
the stadium may not be that bad, but maybe bad, but like where it's located on the riverfront.
Oh, it's
and things to do
beautiful,
around
yeah.
there.
It
It's
was
like
cool.
Pretty cool.
But I'm saying in general,
since
like,
he was cool, like the city.
I understand that gift shops are typically like expensive.
Yeah.
But you get a wide berth of if you like that team. They got all the stuff. Like you could probably get an Icky Woods jersey if you
The
want
only
from
thing,
the 90s.
the only thing they had was like recent team members' jerseys,
Number 9, Joe Burrow.
and I'm talking about the only thing I would buy is
Okay.
they had some like guys that don't play on the team anymore
but you get
but you could get a jersey
Cincinnati
for-
pint glass
for
cheap.
$20, and that was the cheapest thing they had. But I'm not a jersey guy. I don't
Right.
wear jerseys, so I was like,
But I
looking
think
back,
everybody
I
should own a jersey of your
bought it.
team. I
I didn't
understand
buy
that
it, yeah.
jersey guys, that's not a great look.
Yeah.
But occasionally there's a moment in time, right? If
Yeah.
you go to a game and your team's
I still
playing,
think
you
it's
like,
weird.
I
still think it's
understand that,
weird.
but there's a moment in time, and if you can get one for $20,
Yeah.
versus some of those jerseys,
Couple $100, yeah.
yeah, it's ludicrous.
Yeah, I should have bought one looking back. But anyway, so we go, and my kid's in this dive camp. So we're dropping him off, and he's gone all day. So my other son and the wife, we have all day to just explore. We were right outside of Indianapolis, and I was like, we got to go to Indy Motor Speedway because I'm like, I would never be out here. And I'm not a big race fan. My wife's obviously not, and neither of my sons are because I'm not. They've been to a NASCAR race, and that's an experience. And I still tell everyone, if you've never been to a NASCAR race, you got to go check it out. It's amazing. You don't think so?
I think that everybody should go to a NASCAR tailgate, but I highly recommend whatever the series is, one below NASCAR.
Oh, the Busch Series or whatever.
That's
what do
what
they
I
call
call
it now,
it.
Stu? Stu's a race guy.
It's
What do they call it?
Well, now it's nationwide.
Nationwide, yeah.
I highly recommend
It's
that.
easier to
no,
get in.
200
It's cheaper. It's
250
shorter.
laps
Yeah.
versus 500 laps
See,
is a big difference.
it's
So I go to the
Xfinity.
NASCAR one and then leave halfway through.
Okay, but you see, you could actually see a whole race.
Yeah.
I agree
Yeah.
with your sentiment that a race is exciting to see because the noise,
The
the
sight,
crowd,
like
the sight,
all
it's
your
beautiful.
senses are
Through the
just
roof.
For sure,
going
you're
crazy.
smelling
Yes,
the rubber and the
yep.
gas. No, it's awesome, but half
Yeah.
a race is preferred. So I've been to both kinds.
Yeah.
I highly recommend
Especially here in Yeah. It's just
the shorter
easier.
race.
Yeah,
that's
you're
all
right.
I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
You get the same experience. It's just
100%.
you don't have the same names if you care about the names.
Yeah.
But if you don't, I guess if you cared, you would.
And if
be
you're
a
going
fan.
for like Rex,
yeah,
step it all the way down to trucks. Because, man, truck racing's fantastic.
So
But go ahead.
we went and did the tour at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, which was a freaking amazing.
Now that sounds.
It was amazing.
Did you get to go in the van, take a lap?
We did.
Yeah,
So
that's good stuff.
but it wasn't. It wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. And I wanted to, after it was all over, I wanted to punch the lady that was at the desk because we walk up for the tours.
I love Troy's aggression when it comes out.
We walk up for the tours, and there's a tour called Kiss the Bricks, and you get to go down and ride on the
have
track.
another bourbon because I want your anger to really roll out.
Let the hate flow through.
You get to ride out on the track in a van and then go down and kiss the bricks, which is what they started doing in the early 90s. Like if you know anything about racing, you don't have to know a lot, but when you win
You drink some milk, you kiss the bricks.
Whether it's Indianapolis 500 or the NASCAR 400 or
Any series.
you
kiss the
series,
bricks.
The driver, the team, everybody goes down, gets on their knees, and kisses the bricks. Because the history is the track was built in the early 1900s, 1911, and it was dirt, and they wrecked out nonstop. So a year or two later, they put bricks down. And that's why it's called the Brickyard. Well, they've since laid over with asphalt, except for 1 yard, 3 feet at the start-finish line, but it continues through pit road.
Hold on, I didn't know that. The brick yard is literally 1 yard.
Well,
No,
it was the Brickyard because it was
the whole yard.
It was,
I know, but now
it was
they,
2.5
but they actually then
miles.
took it to like a yard.
Yeah, 3 foot start-finish line.
Start-finish line.
But it goes
Abacus, you get it. You know what we're talking about.
But
Yeah,
it,
I
but
got
it
that
goes through pit road. It goes all the way into the infield. It continues on for a long time. So we go up, and I'm like, we want to do the Kiss the Bricks tour. She's like, yeah, you can do it, but the track's been resurfaced, and you can't drive on it for 2 weeks. So you won't get to go on the track.
The bank turns. And
Yeah,
everything.
and I'm like,
There's no
I
bank.
literally
There's
hang
no
my,
bank there.
It's 2 or 3 degrees.
Yeah, it was built 100 and some years ago, so there's not a lot of banks. But it's a huge track. It's 2.5 miles. So I'm like devastated. I'm like, the whole point was I want to go do the Kiss the Bricks thing. But I'm like, we're here. We're going to do the tour no matter what. So we do it. So we get in the van, and we start driving. Well, instead of taking us on the track, they have an infield that has a road course. So we ride the road course, which
So they're
is super
throwing
cool.
that van into the turns.
No,
Oh, damn. Okay. I was getting excited. Like, we're on 2 wheels.
But we end up down at the start-finish line, and there's a huge pagoda because the owner, the wife, loved Japanese culture. So there's this massive pagoda
Okay.
that's at the start-finish line. And I'm like, this is cool. And we walk over, and we see the bricks that continue on into the infield. And he's like, well, now we're going to go over, and we're going to follow it in. So I'm like, oh, we're going in. So we got to walk all the way in up to pit road and into pit road. So we weren't on the track, but we were on the track adjacent. Like it was standing right next to.
So when you kissed the bricks, it was in pit road, not on.
Exactly.
Okay.
So my wife, my son, and I both were just like we were all just in just. It was so
That's still
freaking awesome, dude. It was
let's be
so
honest.
cool. The tour was so amazing. The driver and the guy doing the tour were awesome. I can't recommend it highly enough. Like you got when you pay for
Even
it,
without going on the main track, like it was still that good.
Yeah, it was so cool. And there's so much history there. So they have a huge museum. We looked at like 63 cars, most of them Indy winners. So you got to go around, take pictures. They had a car you could sit in. I took pictures of my one son in it, watched a movie. I mean, it was amazing. So if you're ever near Indianapolis, you got to go there. And I sent y'all pictures, and Stu texted me. Stu's done this tour too. So
Stu, you've actually been
talk
around
on
the
it.
track.
Yeah, I've done that one, and I also did Charlotte Motor Speedway.
How cool was Indy though?
Indy's, I mean, it's the history of American racing.
Yeah, they call it the motorsports capital of the world. And by the way, so we'd already been to Colt Stadium. We've been to the Red Stadium. We've been to the Bengal Stadium.
And that was the top of all.
Indy's gift shop was so affordable. Like, I bought the kids multiple shirts because they had so many deals. Like, I bought each kid a $3 T-shirt, each kid a $10 T-shirt. It was like
That adds up, though.
Like you can't do that when you're spending that big money, like, and you go to like the Bengal shop or the Colt shop where everything's $40 a pop. You're like, I'm not trying to spend this shit on a T-shirt, you know? Like,
no, but $3 T-shirts,
yeah,
dude. I'll send my kid in every winter of Indy for the last 20 years.
exactly, yeah.
I'm like, there you go. You got 2 weeks of shirts.
I will say this: the Indy Tour is just the history is just amazing. But as to the point of the actual track tour, when I went to Charlotte, this was a couple years back, the 15-passenger van, this lady who's like 72 is giving the tour, talking about it. We're in the van on pit road, and she says, she radios up, because there's other things going on. People are practicing all that stuff. She radios up and she said, one tour van, 1 lap. And they're like, okay, track's clear, go. She's doing like 30 on the pit road, gets onto the track.
She punches it.
Yes. She gets up to about, because I was actually sitting in the front seat, loaded up in the back, and she punches it up to like 85.
In a van.
That's
in a passenger van.
Econo line, econo van,
that's awesome.
going 85 miles an hour. And the track is like 28 degree, like it's anywhere from 20.
Huge bank.
Like you have to go fast.
So you look,
around
you look right, and you're looking at the blue sky. You look left, you're looking down at the track. And it's like this lady's like literally just okay. So I was like, oh.
So
shit.
I've told Troy this story, but so when I went to the Firefly Music Festival, they had it's over at the Dover Speedway.
racetrack, yeah.
And so there was one year we're glamping because my wife will not camp. She is a glamper. Which
Don't
means
lie, that was you.
Dude, I bring a Yeti cooler and it can go wherever.
Hey, by the way, when you get to a certain age, camping's for suckers. Like glamping
in
is
some
where it's
respect,
at.
no, and glamping's great. You show up, there's a giant tent waiting with a hardwood floor that's raised 6 inches off the
platform.
ground.
Yeah.
That matters. 'Cause
AC,
AC,
power,
dude.
yeah.
I'm charging my phone at night.
Yep.
I'm sleeping in a bed.
yeah.
I have
Not an air
sheets
mattress,
on,
yeah.
and over here is my cooler, my lamp. Allow me to turn out my lamp. No,
Yeah.
I'm
That's
living
the
the
way to
dream.
go.
I step outside. There's my car, and there's it's very nice. I highly recommend glamping for any. But so at Firefly, they do some of their glamping in the infield of Dover Speedway.
Yeah.
Nice.
Now you see, you come in on one side. They shuttle all the cars in, and then you have to drive around the track, and there's like cones set up, but there's a fairly wide gap between those cones. There's cones set up, and they're like, we want you to stay along here down at the bottom, and we're
Down
gonna,
on the inside.
Yeah,
we're gonna
where
come
it's
around.
flat.
We're gonna come around the other side of the track, and then we'll
Then you'll go in.
come in. And so I'm
Brendan
driving,
conveniently missed the turn as a full lap.
dude.
What were you driving?
The Forerunner.
It was like top heavy things just rolled
He's
out.
got the need for speed.
My old 85 4Runner, and I pull into the speedway, and we're like driving, and we're coming around this turn, and I'm looking at my wife. I'm like, hey, baby, we're hitting that bank. And so, and Stu's actually has taught me this. Stu and my buddy Eddie have taught me that if you don't have enough speed, you'll roll down the hill.
Or slide. Like, either way, you're not going to stay.
I assume in a top-heavy piece of shit.
Since
You were
Centrifugal
rolling. That's
force.
what I said.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
were you
yeah.
driving?
Well, the Monster Mile has some pretty steep banks.
Is that what Dover is?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. They looked pretty severe.
Mountainous.
And so I sat back on the car in front of me as they're guiding me, and I created a nice gap on the
So you
straightaway.
could
Yeah.
punch it.
Because punching it
in a four-cylinder 85 4Runner.
Yeah, that's punching it means like
We're gonna get there
It's going from
eventually.
25
It's
to
like-
35.
yeah, it's like the difference if you feed a gerbil a pellet or not before
Yeah.
it gets in the wheel. It's not a huge difference. But I got it up to enough speed. I swerved out, and I actually rode the lower half of the bank, which felt crazy because I have that little inclometer in my truck,
yeah.
and that bad boy was lean.
It
I
was
was
like a
yes!
level. Yeah.
And I rode around that end, and
Lights
then
are going off. The gimbals out.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's like,
and then I swooped back down and then came in. They didn't say a word. It was beautiful. And I'm certain it happened all day long.
Well,
so-
I
yeah, you
think they
weren't the only
probably were
person.
expecting people to be in like mid-sized sedans or even like sports cars, not necessarily
Nah.
85 4Runners rolling through
slightly
there.
lifted
I don't know
truck.
if you guys know. So last Saturday, my old brokerage, they do a charity lap at RIR for $20. You can take your car out and do 2 laps at RIR.
Did you
and
take
do
the
it once.
Fiat?
I didn't get a chance to go. I didn't
Oh,
have the
man.
opportunity, but I've done it before. I've done the NASCAR experience at Richmond before. I've done hot laps, everything. But yeah, if you ever get a chance to do any of those tracks, especially Indy, that's just
Indy,
history.
by the way, 4 golf holes on the infield,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
14 outside.
How cool is that?
So you can go play a course and then come inside and play 4 holes and then come
Don't they
back
have-
out.
Is it
I think they have a landing strip too.
yeah,
Inside?
I
Yeah,
think
I
I know
don't know about
Talladega
that.
does.
Talladega and Daytona. both
Daytona
have,
has
I
a
think,
massive
golf courses
pond and
airport.
stuff.
Right,
like-
yeah.
yeah, they got like a lake in there. It's
Yeah,
damn
when-
near a lake.
when you're 2.5 miles
Around,
around, that's a
Yeah.
lot of square footage. Like,
Well, the
it's
funny thing
crazy.
is whether it's like because Talladega and Indy, you're definitely going for the experience, who you're with, the infield, those types
Yeah.
of things, because it is it's 45 seconds before you see a car.
yeah.
So you
That's
got
what
like
I-
this huge lull.
I talk all the time. Like Richmond's racetrack is the perfect
Richmond's
that
good. I
3/4
mean-
length is so good because cars come right back
Yeah.
around to
Well,
you.
Yeah.
250 laps.
Richmond, Bristol, even Dover, but after like about 10 or 15 laps, they get on top of each other, and you got to pay attention to the leaderboard. But I like the mile or mile and a half, like Charlotte. You can still see everything, and
Indy's also another cool fact: the largest sporting event in the world. Like when
Are you
when they're-
serious?
When they're fully
At
when they're
capacity?
fully capacity, it's like
yeah, it's got a huge
it's like
grandstand.
400,000 people.
Are you
It's
kidding me?
insane.
the infield
They were
out-
saying like last year with COVID, they were still like
Oh, the biggest super spreader event in the world.
160,000 people there, and that was at like a third capacity or something ridiculous.
How
Like
crazy is that in COVID you can create enough space
When-
to do 160,
when we-
100,000?
when we were down on pit road and you looked left and right, as far as you could see were grandstands. It was insane.
Like,
Like
it's like a mile of
Yeah.
stadium seats.
Yeah, it's
effectively.
crazy.
Yeah.
All right,
it-
that's kind of cool.
I loved it. My wife loved it. She's not a sports enthusiast. My 12-year-old loved it. Like, and everyone I sent the picture to of my son kissing the
Yeah.
bricks, they were like, "That's badass."
All right, so there we go. This is good. I'm glad
yeah.
to hear this. 'cause-
unofficially 350,000 people at Indy, but this past Indianapolis 500, they were the world's largest sporting event based on the pandemic at 135,000
Yeah.
fans.
I mean, 350,000 people. We're talking about over 250,000
Yeah.
people in one place. Like,
Yeah,
what the hell?
a big college stadium does 100,000 people.
Yeah, like Michigan, the Big
Yeah.
House, Ohio State. I mean, Clemson's at 89,000.
None of the
like, yeah, you're
none
not.
of the pros do that.
Washington's got 100,000.
Not anymore. They've cut. They've
Oh,
cut.
right,
They've
you're
cut
right,
so
you're
many
right,
of their
you're
seats back. But yeah,
For sure, yeah, 100,000 is like
is
top of
yeah.
the biggest.
And they're like,
football
we got
stadiums.
3.5 that.
Yeah,
LSU's
crazy.
102.
Yeah.
that's true.
There's some big college ones that are bigger than. I mean, a lot of big college stadiums are bigger than the pros.
Yeah, but the pros are catering to the experience with all of the stuff, where the colleges is like, we just want to hold people.
well, the thing about the colleges is a lot of people, especially in the South, they're more diehard for colleges than
Oh, yeah,
they
yeah.
are.
There's not as many pro teams around.
Well, and I don't know why. Yeah, definitely less pro teams, but still, like, even in the states like LSU, like they love the Saints, but they also love LSU.
Well,
Like,
during like after Katrina, when the Saints had to play at LSU a couple times, the local people were like, "This sucks," because pro fans tend to, because they're paying for a ticket, they tend to not take care of things.
yeah.
So like the
Yeah.
trash was huge. People didn't clean up after themselves. And they didn't
Well, it's
even
like
fill
the
stadium,
Falcons.
but, like,
The Falcons are huge, but Georgia's just. I mean, they both
Yeah.
played in Georgia Dome. I mean,
Yeah.
and they want. The college fans are more fanatic.
yeah.
I think.
Well, I do have to
personally.
say, I did go to the USC Notre Dame game. And that's a bucket list stadium. If you get a chance, do that. It's definitely awesome. Headed up to the UVA Notre Dame game, just taking the kids for that game. But
yeah, I was actually
That'd be
bummed. Clemson was supposed to play up at Notre Dame in 2020, and they still
Oh,
did.
yeah.
But you obviously couldn't travel for it, and that was one that I was planning on going to.
Yeah.
The opportunity to go there, like with
Well,
whatever Notre Dame's like partnership is with the ACC, is like Clemson may play there again.
Well,
in
but
5 or 6
Clemson's a
years.
stadium that people say you need to go.
yeah,
check
that's.
out.
Absolutely.
I hear
Going to.
that's amazing.
Yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
like to check that out.
Huh?
I've never been to a college football game.
I think your first
You're
one,
missing out.
Your first
No,
one,
I know
Yeah, you were
everybody
definitely
says that.
missing out.
Everybody says that. But based on tonight's conversation, I'm going to the Brickyard first.
your first one should be Clemson. I've got season tickets. We'll go down.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I want to go to.
You're gonna sit all the way up in the top.
I wanna go to-
Oh, I
I
don't care.
don't pay the big money for.
I want to
it,
go to
but-
Ole Miss. Ole
gonna
Miss
bring
sounds like
some
it's-
larceny.
That's the
down at the
tailgate
Grove.
experience.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring some larceny
Yeah.
bottles in there.
Yeah, you'll
'Cause-
woo some sorority girls for sure with that.
Let's be woo or lose.
Lose you'll get some fraternity bros though. They'll be like, "Damn, you can afford larceny, bro."
Let's be honest. I'm built more for like hanging out with frat
Yeah,
guys.
you're more of a bro guy.
I am. I'm built for hanging out with fraternity guys more so than sorority
Yeah.
girls. That's just because I know myself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we could go hang out whatever fraternity you were in at Clemson. I'm sure they'd let you in. You know
I
all
don't
the
think
secret
they-
handshakes.
Oh, walking
handshakes and all
around-
that.
I don't think they
Also-
have my fraternity there.
Which one were you in?
Alpha Sigma Phi.
I think they do. I think they do.
Also, walking around.
You wouldn't think. You would know.
Yep.
I wasn't
walking
in
around
the
They
fight.
down.
do? Oh,
walking
shit.
around
Alpha Sigma Clemson.
downtown.
Drop that
Walking
handshake
around
out.
downtown Indianapolis was cool. That's a cool city to walk around in.
Yeah. I can imagine.
We were down there, the marathon. They had their marathon going on. So we got to watch that. That was pretty cool, too.
Keep it going.
Yeah, why not?
Dude, we're an hour and 44.
Yeah,
I've been over here trying to wrap this up.
for
Yeah,
literally
you're trying to
35
cut my
minutes.
story off.
No, your
I
story
never
is
had
good.
a story,
I
and now I
wanted
got a story.
No, I wanted the end of your story.
You're
and
like
then that's
doing the
natural.
knife
Nah.
across the neck.
We're crushing
like,
it. Let's keep rolling.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Continue.
That happens.
Stu can pad.
I'm getting better. Let's pad this because
Throw it
what
to
was
Stu.
funny.
Oh,
You gonna go?
segue.
If we're talking racing, Stu might be able to pad.
Well, I was going to pad with the Clemson and Alpha Sig because Clemson actually ranks their fraternities based on different principles.
Ooh.
And it says Alpha Sig at Clemson is 77% friendly, 57% popular, 64%
checks out.
classiness, and 65%.
These are kind of low numbers,
Uh,
honestly.
60%,
So they're
64
special needs?
in social life, and their brotherhood is only 66%. So
might-
our number one thing is friendliness.
I can't remember.
That's what you want. You want that shirt. How much?
At Clemson,
$15
at
can I
Clemson.
get a shirt that says most friendly?
Bunch of helmets, dude.
Yeah.
I have to look up which one Alpha Sig was.
It's
Because
the guys who were smiling.
They're the
Yeah.
friendly guys.
Yeah, the
you
friendly
know.
guys.
I was not in any
That
kind
nobody
of
liked.
life, but I had enough
No,
friends that
everybody
were.
liked him. 67% of the people liked him.
How rapey are they?
No, pretty low. Friendly. 33%.
They'll hold the door open for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might have to
Well,
look those ones up and see where that house was.
It's over there, but next to the bigger house.
Yeah. There was the nice thing is like Clemson, I don't know other like Radford or wherever else, but they had houses off campus like
Yeah.
out in the country. Like way
Yeah, they
out.
weren't
That
affiliated
were,
with
like,
the school.
Yeah, like the
Yeah.
party houses and all. I can't tell you how many times we had to go out there and pick up friends that were out, girls and friends. or
Oh,
whatever
so
else, like-
their fraternity bros not like near campus.
Oh no! I mean country, like 20 minutes out in the woods.
In
Here's
South-
a,
in
here's
South
a
Carolina?
rancher.
That's weird.
Yeah, wow.
VCU was the same way. Like, well, we weren't that far away, but like all of our fraternity houses, nothing was on campus. They wasn't affiliated. Like, which is weird because you go to like Hampton Sydney or other colleges where it's like you're in a dorm. You have your own dorm room.
yeah. They had ones on campus, and then they always had like the party ones outside.
Oh yeah.
But I can't. There's one particular like road out to the country, out to the lake, everything. Out to the lake where if you were driving out late at night to go pick up a friend of yours that went to a party.
What lake?
Lake Hartwell.
Hartwell. Yeah.
And this one was like Hartwell and Kiowee we had access to, but there was one particular road you drive out and you would see college-age girls walking down a 2-lane country road at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, but
And, like,
Clemson's
where are
in,
you
like-
walking to
Exactly.
right now? You were
Clemson-
miles.
Clemson's
from
in,
where
like,
you go.
Suburbia. Like it's
No.
No?
Clemson's
Nah.
small town. Clemson's like 30 miles south from Greenville, which would be like suburbia.
I know, but like where my dad was living in
he's in Anderson.
Anderson, which
Yeah,
is
yeah,
like Clemson adjacent.
20
like,
miles, yeah.
But it was like that. It was like Broad Street over
yeah,
there.
so
Every time I
76,
went over there,
the
yeah.
highway through there is very much like Broad Street and
Yeah.
Short Pump. But Clemson itself, super small town, very similar to Blacksburg, really.
Yeah.
Small town, college feel, like everybody cares about it. But yeah, the fraternities.
Yeah, because
were
whenever I
an
went down there, it was
interesting
like
scenario.
you bought Clemson gear, South Carolina or Georgia gear.
Yeah.
It was like
That's
that
all
was
you
it.
got. Yeah.
But then there was like the College of Anderson or something.
Yeah.
That was
The Trojans or Spartans?
They
I don't
were
remember
like-
which.
it was like a nice college, but they didn't
Yeah.
get the love that
Yeah.
Which fraternity were you in, Troy?
Pi Kappa Phi
I think there was a Pi Kappa at Clemson too.
probably. We had a lot of chapters. I know that.
Let's see here. Friendliness, 44%.
Yep.
Popularity, 47.
Yeah, you guys suck.
Classiness, 47.
Yeah.
Involvement, 52.
Yep. Checks out.
So if you go to GreekRank.com, it has every single university, every single fraternity. It ranks it. We actually got 75% popularity at Radford.
We were started at College
Damn
of
right.
Charleston, which is a dope college if
Yeah.
you've ever hung out.
It's a great setup.
Yeah.
Is that it? Is that a natural break?
No, I'm not. We got more, I think.
Brendan's just looking
Lee
for
wants
it.
to keep going. Will the music work? Oh.
Dude, it took me literally
There's a
many-
hook right there. Somebody's yanking us out.
the Sandman.
We
just
can run
showed
it
up.
back into another episode.
Honestly, there's going to be a time in a couple weeks that I was looking at, and we're going to need an episode to pad, but I don't think tonight's the night.
All
What
right.
time's that conference call?
I mean, precisely. If you guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Thanks for hanging in there.
If you haven't had a chance to head over to m4krichmond.org, please do so. We would love your support, and honestly, the money goes to a very good cause or multiple very good causes, and for every dollar you donate, $1 will be given directly to these charities. You don't find that enough in charities these days, especially those 501c3s.
Looking at you, Red
Bees.
Cross.
That's right. Unfortunately, a lot of that money goes to overhead, and that's not the case here. Every dollar you donate will go directly to those charities. It will not go to us in any way, but we will feel every dollar you send, and we do appreciate it because this
Our
is something.
mustaches appreciate it.
Lord knows my mustache could use another a handful of donations.
a
to
lot.
me.
Money
lot.
makes the mustache grow.
Yeah, well, my mustache is trash.
Facts.
Young Jimmy helped me out this week, big time. I give him credit there.
He's a hero.
Dude, literally halfway home. Like half of my donations came from one man. Respect. Gotta respect it. Now, thank you all so much for tuning in.
I gave young Jimmy that name.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well done, sir.
He owes me some money.
Ooh,
See what I did
please
there?
I
help.
like that. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad
Please
at
help
that.
Brendan out so he doesn't have to stain his lip anymore.
Oh, my God.
Oh, I will be standing. I will.
Stain the
I will
other
wipe
side.
it off.
Stain the other side. Get some symmetry in there.
That's
Cindy
true.
Crawford.
If I had a mole under each
Yeah.
nostril, I'd look a
Oh.
lot better.
Cindy Crawford, I like that reference. There you go.
There we go. Donate to the Cindy Crawford
You
mustache.
got a pretty mouth.
Boy,
That bourbon was really good.
thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Let's
We'll
get weird.
We'll be talking to you.
By the way, rate and review, you sons of bitches, while you're donating.
if you could tell Boo Boo how, he would do it.
Oh, yeah. We're on to you, boo-boo. Coming for you.
One stash at a time.
Has he rated and reviewed? I don't think he has.
Yeah, he has. He just did it under a different name.
Oh,
We wouldn't
probably.
know.
That's what he would do.
Well played, Boo Boo.
Classic boo-boo.
Thank you all so much for tuning in. We'll be talking to you next week. Cheers.
Cheers.
Peace out.
No tagline?
That was for Chris.
I ain't got that.
His tagline is no tagline.
You should just be like 1 and 1 equals 3.
Abacus. That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think?